All right, so hey guys, it's me, 80 Smurf 4. We're back for another stream, guys, on the channel, guys, and today we'll be discussing about the World Cup draw. Now, before we get started with the draw, of course, we will discuss my pre-draw thoughts. I do want to quickly touch upon the other confederations that we have to discuss about. I already did videos about them anyway, so I'll keep this around like 10 to 15 minutes short. And wow, we already have 9 people here. So, like I said, guys, if you're watching this, I highly recommend you hit the subscribe button down below, man. Thanks for coming on, guys. And of course, I'll be sending a link soon, guys. I'll be sending a link soon. But let me just run over the other confederations real briefly. So of course, I'll be putting timestamps below in the description. And yeah, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get started indeed. So let's go ahead and start. So I'm gonna go ahead and get okay. Sorry, I forgot to turn off the thing there. So let's go look at CONMEBOL real quick. We had some CONMEBOL matches that took place on Tuesday, sorry, not Thursday. Today's Thursday, my bad. And we had the final matches here. And yeah, looking at this, guys. So we had Brazil winning 4-0 away at Bolivia, guys. Like I said, guys, Brazil got the job done. I think Paqueta scored a goal. Richarlison scored as well. Brace, I believe. Bruno Guimaraes scored. Brazil were just very dominant on the day, just absolutely lethal indeed. And yeah, man. So definitely very, very interesting there. So yeah, man, Brazil, huge win indeed. Not that it really matters. Really believe they were already eliminated. Oh, this is the wrong match. I already discussed about that. Then we have Chile 0, Uruguay 2. Uruguay got the job done with Luis Suarez and Valverde scoring late goals to get the job done. I think for Chile, if they wanted to go through, they needed to win this match. And they actually did have more possession, but Uruguay were just more efficient in the counterattacks and got the crucial win. And I think I heard Suarez scored a bicycle kick in the game, which was insane. So congratulations, man. Huge achievement there. And so, yeah, let's move on to the next game. The next game we have here, it is Ecuador 1, Argentina 1. Just looking at this briefly, Argentina early goal. Julian Alvarez scored his very first goal for Argentina, his very first international goal. And yeah, man, absolutely insane. So, and then Valencia scored a late penalty. Actually, he missed the rebound and he scored a penalty. He missed the penalty, but he scored the rebound. And yeah, man, a huge win. A huge point for Ecuador. Not that it really matters, as I said, but it was a pretty much even game. Not really much of anything. And Argentina, man, they got the job done and got a draw, man. So, and then Peru won 2-0 against Paraguay. Congratulations to Peru. They're in the playoffs. I already discussed about this match on YouTube. And Peru, man, absolutely brilliant. 43%, 4 big chances, and 2 big chances missed. And like I said, for Peru, man, this is greatness indeed. So Paraguay, they did create more opportunities, but ultimately it was just their quality was just lacking on the day. And generally speaking, guys, generally the team with better quality generally goes through. Then Venezuela and Colombia, James Rodriguez scored the penalty. And yeah, Colombia, they did get the job done. They got 6 points, but it was too late for them. Too late indeed. And you guys can see big chances wise, they had big chances here. And it was pretty much an even game. So just want to run down the CONMEBOL games real briefly there. So let me go and see some of your comments. There's a lot of comments to look at. So hi, yo, hey, Polomo, CA, don't you dare leave now, lol. And let's go, gentlemen, CA, Emirati, W, hi, yes, I'm Imachi, AE, hi AD, yo AD. I found yesterday's thing very fun. Yeah, glad you enjoyed. Sheikh Mansour, USA got absolutely demolished yesterday. We're gonna talk about that a bit, but it didn't really matter at the end. So oof, USA to the World Cup. Let's go. Dang you, Polomo. And Chile is fine on goalkeeper front, and Vidal and Alexis probably gonna stay in the national team. Haha, Alvarez is quite good. And Ecuador lost 3rd place in the table. I guess, they did lose 3rd place, but as I said, I don't think Ecuador really care about that. I think they just care about making the World Cup, man. That's more important indeed. So, as you guys can see, the final table here, guys, Brazil ended up coming 1st place, which I did expect. Argentina came 2nd. I believe I had Colombia 3rd, guys. I believe I had Colombia 3rd. I think I had Uruguay 4th, and I believe I had 5th Peru, guys. So I got 3 of the 5 predictions right, man. 3 of the 5 predictions right, and Yeah, man. Ecuador really surprised me, man. Ecuador really surprised me. In Colombia were disappointed. You guys can see how close the final table was. So very, very interesting there. Okay. And then we have the OFC match to discuss about, which obviously, as you guys know, New Zealand won 5 goals to 0. It was a pretty emphatic win. Huge win indeed against Solomon Islands. And you guys can see here it was a very dominant win, very dominant. Head to head wise was a dominant win. And New Zealand pretty much expected to win. I mean, I don't think any of us. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm a bit surprised though how comfortable the win is. I thought Solomon Islands would make it a lot more close, but it was never really close in the day. And yeah, man, with that loss, guys, we will not have any debutants in this World Cup other than Qatar. Qatar will be the only debutant. Then let's look at CONCACAF matches real briefly here. Just running down the matches, guys. We have here it is Costa Rica 2, USA 0. For me, guys, it was a very much disappointing performance, but it seemed like the players didn't really care. It seems like the players were fine with losing. They were okay with it because, like I said, they know they needed to win. They know they didn't need to win this match. They just needed to avoid a 6-0 loss, and they would be through. I will say though, Costa Rica, they got to give them props. And Costa Rica, man, I got to have a discussion about Costa Rica, man. Dude, they have picked up. They have been incredible this year. I think they've only dropped points against Mexico away. And could you guys believe it? They actually got 25 points. They have been incredible, guys. Costa Rica, I've got to give credit to Luis Suarez because he's done a fantastic job with this team. Because I'll be real with you guys. At the early of this qualifiers, I think they were like 6 points after like 5 games. It was looking really bad for Costa Rica. It was really looking bad. And they made a late surge, especially this year, and got a 9-point window. And if they could have scored more goals and USA maybe lost against Mexico, oh man, USA could have been in the playoffs. USA very well could have been in that playoffs. And so I got to give a round of applause to Costa Rica, man. This has been incredible. Absolutely incredible. They haven't conceded any goals at home against USA, Mexico. Actually, they did concede they conceded a penalty. They haven't conceded any open play goals against all 3 of the big nations at their stadium. Isn't that incredible? And they picked up at least a point against the big 3. That is incredible, man. I got to give a round of applause to Costa Rica, man. So if you have any Costa Rican fans out here, I got to give a huge shout out to you guys because it's been an incredible journey. It's been incredible to see what they've done, and I really think they should be in the World Cup just for that alone because of how good they have been. So yeah, man, congratulations to Costa Rica, man. Absolutely superb. Definitely. Then we got Jamaica 2, Honduras 1. Like I said, this game was pretty much a dead rubber. Honduras, they opened the scoring through a penalty. Then Jamaica then equalized through Leon Bailey. He scored the penalty, and then Reva Morrison scored the second goal just before halftime. And Jamaica got a crucial win indeed. Not that it's crucial, but it's like crucial for the morale. It's like a morale boosting win. They needed this win, and they ultimately ended up getting 6, which for Jamaica, man, is very disappointing. Jamaica shouldn't be finishing 6th. They should be at least competing at the very minimum. I would say 5th, but they should at least be 6th. 5th in my opinion. And yeah, congrats to Jamaica, man. Absolutely huge win indeed. Like I said, not really much to discuss about here. Pretty much a standard Jamaica 11, and yeah, not even Mikel Antonio took part. We got Mexico 2, El Salvador 0. I never really had any doubts on Mexico. Were just too dominant. El Salvador just cannot play against Mexico, and Mexico just been really dominant, and they put out a great win here. And yeah, man, so huge win for Mexico, and yeah, man, incredible win indeed. With goals coming from Raul Jimenez and then Tuya. Indeed, so huge win indeed. And Raul Jimenez, he scored the penalty there, so nice to see him get a goal just before the World Cup begins. Coming up, World Cup draw, and then obviously we have Panama 1, Canada 0. A huge win for Panama, man. A huge morale boosting win. Not that it really matters, as said, but for Canada, man, it's a bit disappointing. Although some would say they were a bit robbed, and that Canada should have got an equalizer. I didn't see this match. I was more focused on the USA match. But if you are from Canada, you could probably let me know your thoughts because yeah, you can't. I believe Canada had a goal disallowed. I'm not sure why it was disallowed. Was it offside or was it like a foul in the build-up? And you could see how Canada, they didn't really have the intentions to win this game because they played a B team, and which I was a bit surprised because I thought Canada would actually take the game more seriously just because of the fact that, hey, we could actually get pot 3 if we win this game. So, but definitely, a bit disappointing. But as I said, it didn't really matter at the end, as I said. So yeah, it is definitely surprising to see Canada rest a lot of the starters, but it was a pretty much 50-50 game possession wise. The Panama did create the more opportunities, and so yeah, man, very very interesting. So let me go ahead and read your comments. So why is no one talking about Spain? If Ansu is fit, they can win the World Cup. They really play the most beautiful football. Yeah, Spain's a good favorite, man. I think people need to talk about Spain more. I was really impressed with what they did in the Euros. I was really, really impressed with what they did in the Euros. So, yeah, I have Spain winning the World Cup. Ooh, that's an interesting shout. Costa Rica had a very good end to the campaign. It must have been disappointing drawing to Jamaica and Honduras early in the campaign. Navas is a key to success. They needed this win to not finish second last. Loser the last place trophy. And then, hello, Elias Abde. Nice to see you on here. Hey, AD. I expected Mexico to win by more goals. Dang it. Sad we played a B team. Never start Cavallini. No Kyle Lauren using backup goalkeeper means B team. Dang. Should have rested more players if not needed to win. Yeah, like I said, I just felt like for me, it just seemed like Canada didn't really want to go out and win the game, it seems. Because like I said, if you're like not starting your best goalkeeper, that shows to me that you don't really have the intentions to win this game. So it is what it is, though, and like I said, Canada, it's still good to be in the World Cup. So now that we did the other confederation, we just talked about that briefly. Just didn't want to speak too much about that because the draw is like coming up tomorrow. Let's go ahead and look at the pots, guys. So let me go ahead and see if I can find a good image for you guys that will show everything there. And so make sure you guys like the video as well if you haven't already, and of course subscribe if you're new around here. So let me go ahead and put the World Cup seeding. Where is the seeding? Let me see if I can find a good image on Google. Where is it? Is this it? No, that's old. That's old. I want to see like 2022. Bro, I don't want to see 2019. If you guys could send me a good image, I would greatly appreciate it because I'm trying to find a good image here. Where is it? Can I find like 2022? Aha, here we go. Here we go, guys. So this is the image I found here. So we'll just use this from Marca. And let me just open image in a new tab. Okay, so here you guys go. So this is the image I found here. So we'll look at this image, we'll refer to this. So let me go ahead and send the link now. So if you guys want to come on here, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm also going to be doing later today, guys, a mock draw on my channel. So let me go ahead and send the link out. So let me go ahead. So if you guys want to come on here, you're more than welcome to. Remember, guys, I can only have maximum of 6 people. So first come, first serve, right? So message pinned. Okay, there you go. So I put the link on there. And if you want to join, you can join. Okay, so let me give you guys my quick thoughts. Let's do some analysis here. I'm gonna be telling you guys I'm gonna tell you guys the strongest team for each pot, the 2 strongest teams, and 2 weakest teams, and then I'll give you guys some potential group of deaths. So for pot 1, guys, I think it's clear to say. Okay, we have our first guest here. Hello, Sebastian.
Hello. I feel kind of sad because Chile and Sweden ain't there. It feels tremendous.
Can you repeat that again, Sebastian?
Yeah, to see Chile and Sweden not there, I feel tremendous because both of them should be in the World Cup. And I hope, fingers crossed, I hope it will be in 2026. I hope my dream comes true. Chile and Sweden in the same World Cup.
Wow. Please. Yeah. I mean, I think 2026 there's there's a huge opportunity because 48 teams, it's gonna be expanded. So it really 2026 is a great chance, and it's a shame. I'm disappointed, and well, hopefully we can see both in the same World Cup because I don't think we have. When was the last time both were in the same World Cup?
I'm gonna check it right now.
It's probably been a long time.
Yeah. Think
Yeah. Okay. So while you're checking that, I'm gonna go ahead and so for pod one. So what would you say is the weakest team? For me personally, the weakest team has to be Qatar. They're the worst team in that pod, and I'm not trying to offend any Qatar fans on here. Um, but they are definitely the worst. So we have another guest here. Hello, Bethel.
Hello, what's up?
Yeah, so we're just talking about like what's the worst team. I'm gonna give my two worst teams for each pot and two best teams. So pot one, what would you say is the worst team, guys?
In pot one, I say the worst. Obviously, are we including Qatar for pot one?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so I'd say Qatar and Spain.
Ooh, Spain. That's an interesting one because the second one's tough,
I
guys.
was
The
I
second
was
one's
torn
tough.
between either Spain or Portugal,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna say Spain for now.
Second's tough, guys, because I feel like obviously first is obvious. I think everyone's gonna agree it's Qatar, but what would the second team be is interesting because for me, this might come as a very controversial thing, and maybe people might call me out, but I'm leaning towards Belgium, and the reason why is just because
Wow.
I feel like this team is like on the decline, and I feel like we're seeing how
I
disappointing they've been.
reckon,
You know,
I reckon France could go out in the
Yeah,
groups.
wow, that's crazy. I didn't expect that, but I feel like if there's any point like where we see Belgium, it's gonna be in like the quarterfinals or semifinals. I think, you know what I
They
mean.
should.
Like it's not like a Spain or a Portugal or a Qatar, obviously, or maybe France this year because they're the World Cup champions and we know how the curse works. It's not
Mhm.
like it doesn't seem to me like Belgium's gonna be one of those teams that's gonna have like a little hiccup in the group stage that they have to overcome. To me, what's going to happen with Belgium is they're going to go through the group stage completely fine, and come
Mhm.
round to 16 or quarterfinals, that's when they will slip up, potentially slip up.
One
yeah, definitely.
thing, one thing we are sure that England ain't winning the World Cup. I can't see them. I can't see them beating the likes of Brazil, France, Argentina, Spain,
Oh man,
Germany. Definitely not Germany.
No,
Uh,
man, England is really really good. Like only teams like
yeah, but the
Brazil,
manager,
Argentina, France, and then maybe from pot two Germany. Really, like the only
the,
teams I could see stopping England.
England.
yep.
If
Yeah.
England play France, France is gonna smash them. Mbappe
Wow.
versus Maguire. Imagine. And
Ah,
If Maguire wins the World Cup, I will never watch World Cup again. I swear, I can't stand it. And the last time Chile and
Wait,
Sweden were
why?
in the same
Why
World
don't
Cup,
you like Maguire?
because he's garbage, he's trash. Even he's trash.
wow.
And
That's
I saw
true.
that the last time Chile and Sweden were in the same World Cup was 1974.
Dang, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyways, getting back to pod one, I'm like I said, Qatar is definitely the worst, and you can have it just you can like it's a very like there's not like a clear decisive second team. Wow, we have a lot of people coming on. Um, so for me, the second team is tough because it's difficult to call because for me, what I'm considering by worst is I mean like um is that I'm trying to say is that which team I think could potentially flop, right? And I just think that for me, Belgium, they're just going to crash out early. Like, yeah, they'll probably do well in the group stage because they always do well in the group stage. But as Bethel said earlier, they're probably going to go out the round of 16 quarterfinals. And for this kind of team, I mean, I'm this might seem crazy to say, but I wouldn't be surprised to go out the round of 16, man. I wouldn't be surprised because, like I said, they just are the end of generation. Brazil,
Lose on penalties to Qatar.
yeah, Brazil. I think Brazil will go far, guys. I think Brazil will go far. France is also another interesting one. France is very interesting because the champions curse is
Hmm.
upon them. But my question to France is that even though I do think there is that possibility, one thing that makes France very different to the other champions is that they have a lot of young players coming. They have a lot of youth coming through. And I think that's very different to the previous champions because when I noticed about the previous champions, they always use the same team. They don't change players. Whereas France now, there's a lot of different players. You have Chuchami, you have Kunde, you have Lucas Hernandez. You know,
That's that's actually a good point you make. But I will say this though, you can only take 23 players to the World Cup, and France has a number of players they could take to the World Cup.
Like 100.
So with that being said, if Deschamps takes a majority of players from 2018, then yeah, I think your point could be valid there.
Messi,
and also when you consider at least the past 3 World Cup champions that have been cursed, with Italy and Germany, definitely Germany, but they had bad form going into that World Cup, and also their squads were either average or there was discontent going on. So you could also make the argument that at the time they were doomed to fail, and with Spain, I guess they were just in a harder group and they ended strong, but I just can't see France having the same kind of issues. I mean, you could even say they ironed out some of that complacency through losing to Switzerland in the Euros. So I think I can't see a good argument to why France will go out in the group stage if all you have is Champions Curse.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I think one thing about France is that I think people are not discussing about this, and this is something I should have talked about in the Euros, is that you know how good Umtiti was in that World Cup. Umtiti was amazing in that World Cup. You know, Varane and Umtiti they were amazing duo partnership. Varane is not the same Varane as he used to be. I'm telling you right now, dude, Varane is on the decline. He is not that good. And we saw what happened against Manchester City. I don't need to bring that up, you know. And many people have said, this is what people have said. I'm not sure. I don't know if I agree with this or not, because obviously I'm not really a Real Madrid fan. Obviously, you know, I'm a Barca fan. But some people say that Varane doesn't work well without Ramos. He's just average without Ramos. That's what people say, you know. And I just think that to me, that Varane is just not the same, right? And you also have the other partner, right? You have Kimpembe. I'm sorry, guys. Every single time I see the big match of Kimpembe, he always seems to make a mistake. He
is only good on FIFA, though.
Yeah, and it's just that defense is very shaky.
Yeah. On FIFA, Kimpembe is like the best player on the game, but in real life, he's like average, trash, garbage.
Yeah, and I just think that for me, for France, that defense is very shaky, and Lloris. Yeah,
Messi gonna win.
Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think about defense? Do you guys think France's defense is what could cost them in the group stage, or do you think there'll be an issue more later for the knockout stage?
I think it could, unless they draw, like a defensive team like Iran or Saudi Arabia or something like that, or Ghana probably. Then you could see, them getting a draw in a game you'd expect them to get a win.
Yeah.
For now, Deschamps has to find out what his best defensive pairing is, given the number of options that are out there.
Yeah, definitely. And it'll be interesting to see how France do, because something tells me, guys, as the defending champion, I have a feeling they might get a tough group. Something
that could well happen.
I just have that feeling for some reason. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that's possible? Like they'll get a tough group?
Oh yeah.
I think if they get Switzerland, that could be tricky, because Switzerland, they beat them in the Euros.
Yeah,
although Switzerland are a good team. They should not be underestimated.
Oh yeah, definitely. Switzerland. It's one of the most underrated European teams, in my opinion.
Switzerland has a very good team.
So
I mean, I think we even saw it like in this international break where they gave England a hard time.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Switzerland, though, and this is like every World Cup. they'll.
Yeah.
I don't want to say shock, but they'll make it. No matter really how tough the group is, they'll get past the group stage. But then when it comes to the round of 16, that's like, have they ever made the quarterfinals? I
Nah.
don't think
They
so.
probably have, but probably
Mhm.
would have been a long time ago.
2010 round. Oh wait, no, they didn't even make it out the group that year. The 2014 it was group stage. 2018 they got the 1-1 draw against Brazil, but then they lost to Sweden in the round of 16. So
And then we lost to Bloody Harry.
yeah,
We
but
can still
Bloody Harry.
go
Yeah.
to our 18
That's a
minute
fire
game.
name. by the way.
Not Bloody
Like,
Mary, Bloody Harry.
Yeah. Guys. Yeah, let's get back to pod 1. We're kind of going a little off topic with pod 2. We'll obviously talk about
Indeed.
that a little later. So, yeah.
Argentina. Messi
Yeah,
gonna win it.
Yeah, Argentina, guys. See, Argentina's got a good team. Actually, let's do like a quick breakdown of all teams. Like, we should have done that from the beginning. So let's start with the very first one, Qatar. What do you guys think about Qatar and their chances in this World Cup?
If they
Maybe a round of 16 if they get lucky.
yeah, if they get like a really like, I'm gonna say if they get like, let's say Qatar, Croatia, Tunisia, and Saudi Arabia.
They can't get Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, they can't get
Oh,
Saudi
yeah.
Arabia. So I'm gonna
maybe if they
say-
get like
Yeah,
the New Zealand Costa Rica winner.
yeah. If they get the New Zealand, yeah. So Qatar, Croatia, Tunisia, and then New Zealand, Costa Rica winner.
I
If they get a
wanna
group
see
like that, I can see them go. I can see them go through.
Yeah. Also, I just realized
give them
that
a
one thing that's
50-50
interesting
chance
is
of going
that
through.
like I think this might be the first World Cup where we could actually see like two CONCACAF and AFC teams paired together. If USA and like the New Zealand Costa Rica winner are paired together, but then Costa Rica wins that game,
I
that
don't
would
think
put them in the
I don't
same
think
group.
they're gonna allow that, regardless.
What we all
But I'm
want
No,
not
I,
is
sure.
I think they'll just roll it over to the next group.
Yeah, that's usually what they do.
what we all want is probably
Oh, Michael, thanks for joining the show, man.
who have a mic.
Hey,
Yay! Imagine Brazil versus Germany in the group stage.
I want to see that.
Oh, yeah, I
really
want to see that. That'd be like the game everyone would watch.
And I got a feeling if that happens, Brazil
if
is
not-
gonna go out and like
If not
3-0 or
Argentina,
like
Portugal
3-1
make the
Germany.
final.
Like
If not,
they're
Portugal,
gonna take that game to complete
if
heart.
Argentina and
Like,
Portugal make the final, Messi versus Ronaldo. Oof.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if Brazil and Germany are in the
Portugal
same
doesn't make
group,
the
I
final.
want to avoid that
I'm
group.
gonna tell you that right now. Portugal is not making the final. Don't even know if they're gonna make the quarterfinals.
Okay,
Yeah, but
anyways,
I said
Yeah, I'm still kind of shocked that Portugal are in
But yeah,
pot
we're on
one.
Qatar. Yeah, we're on Qatar now anyway.
let's stay on topic here. So Qatar, my thoughts about this team. This is a decent team, and they have a good team. But the thing about Qatar is that I'm looking at this team, and dude, ever since that Asia Cup, I have not. They've kind of been meh, in my opinion. Like, they've been average. Like, I haven't really been impressed with them. And even though I know they did well in the Gold Cup, I know they got to semifinals. I don't really want to.
But even then, they nearly bottled a 3-0 lead to El Salvador.
Guys, let's be real. The
Yeah,
Gold Cup.
Yeah,
Let's be real, guys. The quality of the Gold Cup isn't really like that great compared to like the other tournaments. I'm being honest with you, And so then you look at the Copa America. They went out of the group stage, and got a 2-2 draw against Paraguay.
They also lost a 4-0 to Ireland.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know, man. But something tells me, guys,
Serbia.
because of the host, they're gonna get an easy draw. It's just meant to be. I feel like for some reason, I just have that feeling. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's possible?
yeah.
Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if
because-
they get
I mean, they probably bribed them to get this tournament in the first place. Why can't they bribe them to just get an easy
but-
group?
let's say
Yeah.
Qatar gets USA, Tunisia, and maybe Ecuador, they probably could make it out of the group. Plus the home fans, that's an advantage.
Yeah, and what's also
USA would
interesting?
probably top that group, if we're being
Yeah.
honest.
Like the
You know
home
what's-
fans into so much.
Yeah, it's also interesting, right?
The host.
This tournament's taking place in winter, and
Yeah.
we know like a lot of European nations. They don't really play in the international tournaments over the winter. Really only Asian, African nations really do. We don't really see the CONCACAF nations, South American nations do. and it'll be very interesting because it'll take them a time to identify and everything. So Qatar, man, for me, it's either group stage around 16, maybe a quarters if things go their way, but for me, it's quarters.
80.
Yeah,
They're not
so
making it to no
quarters is-
quarterfinals or round of
yeah.
16. Let's be real here. Come on, man. And who
They-
said they
they
have
need,
good
like-
home?
And
They would need the
round of
easiest
16,
group.
again, it just all depends on what group they get.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know, Michael. Yeah, the draw is very
Yeah,
important,
if
but
they
I'm just
get,
saying
like-
is that
If they get like Qatar, so it's like Qatar, Croatia, Tunisia,
Mm.
and then the Costa
I
Rica,
want
New Zealand
Ukraine to
winner,
make it.
they can make it out of that group.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
I'm
could
just-
definitely make it out of this group. But like you guys said, this ain't no. If this was 2019 Qatar, okay, then we can talk. This is not the same Qatar anymore. I don't know. They're just defensively just so poor. But you know what? They'll play at least exciting matches. That I can guarantee.
Yeah, definitely. No.
They
It'll be
won't.
interesting.
I mean,
because-
the last thing Qatar would want is to just get demolished in the opening match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're. I think we can all agree that Qatar will not. They're not sniffing the semis. Like if they.
No.
Ooh,
They'd be lucky to make quarters.
Oh, they'd be
Yeah,
extremely lucky.
Same with
like Russia.
Like with Russia.
like Ghana.
Yeah. Yeah, and also something tells me that the 2002, right? That took place in Asia. We know what South Korea did. Oh man.
Man,
No.
yeah.
So yeah,
I
I
feel
don't
like-
want to bring. I don't want to bring that up too much, but I'm just saying is that it could happen, guys. It could happen. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get.
I'd say
I don't
they're
want to get.
good enough to get last 16.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's for me. Most likely, it's gonna be a group stage round of 16.
I think
I'm
if they
edging-
do make last 16, it could come down to like goal difference.
Okay. Now, let's talk about Belgium. As I said, I think Belgium is on the decline. They'll probably do well in the group stage because they typically do well in the group stage. They do really well. But when it comes to knockout stage and big pressured matches, they always seem to underperform. That's pretty much my analysis of Belgium.
Brazil last year was the big exception.
Yeah, even in that Brazil,
2018.
even in that Brazil game, I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
but
tough
if you
game.
watch that Brazil dominated the second half. It's just
Oh, yeah,
Thibaut
Courtois.
I'd say Belgium dominated the first half.
But yeah, Courtois was insane that game, dude. I mean, dude, amount of saves he made in that game was absolutely ridiculous, and
Yeah,
especially towards the
Kevin
second
De
half.
Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne in that game was insane. Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you,
Are we saying that
yeah,
Hazard's going to have a great tournament?
Hazard.
Oh
Who's in
my
that big
God.
tournament?
I don't know.
Hazard.
You never know with Hazard. He can turn up like he did at Chelsea, or he can turn up and like he has a
Hey man,
drama
all I'm
and
gonna say
do nothing.
is it's now or never for Belgium. If they don't win it now, which in my opinion, don't think they're going to, or even come really, I don't even think they're gonna come like that close to it, like a semifinal or a World Cup final. They'll probably.
I'd
go
say
out
quarterfinals.
representing-
I've lost my faith in Belgium. After
They-
what I
yeah.
saw in like the Nations League, I think it was back like in October where they were up 2-0 against France and then somehow still lost the game.
Yeah.
That was the epitome of Belgium in international football.
It's
Blowing
the
a lead to
history
France
of
2-0. It's just the history of Belgium, exactly. It's like the history of
It's
Spurs.
the history
And,
of Belgium.
Yeah,
I mean-
so it's now or never for Belgium.
They're not good. If they win this tournament, I'll be thoroughly surprised. Their time was
Yeah,
2016
and really,
Euros.
this is
Yeah.
their last chance.
think
I mean,
this is
Exactly. This is their last
if their
chance.
last chance has not already passed, which it may have, but this is like their if they were going to win the tournament, this is their last chance.
Yeah, it's now or never. It's not 2026. You're not coming over here down here to the Americas and winning it.
Well,
Or Canada, it's
USA
not
ain't
happening.
winning enough. USA ain't winning it, so
Huh?
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about USA
Yeah.
a bit later, but
Mhm.
getting back
Oh,
to what
no,
I'm saying,
USA is
Belgium.
winning it.
I should
we'll
just
see
be
about that.
quiet because my teams ain't even in the World Cup.
Yeah, so for Belgium, as I said, and like I said, I feel like Roberto Martinez, man, I'm still not sure he's the guy for Belgium. I'm still not sure.
I don't think he really knows how to defend.
Yeah. And also, just by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, Belgium actually are no longer the first place team in the FIFA rankings.
It's
Yeah,
Brazil.
about time.
It's
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brazil. So, yeah, for Belgium, as I said, disappointment, of course. And guys, I have a sneaky feeling they might even go in the round of 16. I know that might seem really crazy to say, but I do believe they I don't think I don't think they'll do well in this tournament.
I
Guys.
think if
Something
they
just tells
draw
me.
Germany, I don't think they're topping that group.
Yeah, and Belgium could be handed a tough group, guys, for what we know.
Yeah,
Because generally
Germany would
speaking,
destroy them easily. Germany would
yeah,
destroy them easily.
I don't know about easily, but I would
Man,
probably reckon Germany
I'd
would
say like 2-0 Germany.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems about right.
it will be more because Germany on the flick is another level. Like, you see how many goals they have scored. How many is it under flick since he joined? Like 50 or something?
I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, many of those are against like Armenia.
Yeah, and
All right, guys. Unfortunately, I have the maximum people, so unfortunately, I have to remove someone. So, you can, I'll put you in the background. But someone has to like who wants to be in the background. I'll bring you back in later. I just want to have someone who wants to join now.
I can be in the background, AD.
Okay. Thanks, Michael.
Michael taking one
I
for
did-
the team. I like it.
Well, he's still in the background, but I didn't want to, I wanted to ask. So
Yeah.
So like
Can I
he can
say
still
something?
talk, but he's just not like on the stream itself.
yeah. So, anyways, for this one, as I said, for Belgium, as I said, I think they're I have a feeling they'll not do well in this one, and something just tells me they're gonna crash, man, early. So, Alariza, what's your thoughts on Belgium and Qatar? I want to hear your thoughts about Qatar actually specifically first.
About Qatar, I think they will have easy group. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. As always, hosts will have easy groups. Then I think at least their goal is to reach round of 16, and I think they will pass the group stage. But I have to mention, someone said that they will have maybe Saudi Arabia in their group, but it is impossible. It is an Asian country, and they will not have another Asian country in their group. But about Belgium, I really think it is their last chance to do something of the golden generation. But I do not watched most of their matches in this round of qualification. So if they want to do something, it is the time. Or if they could not do anything, I don't think they will do special things in next 2026 or another World Cup, at least in next 4 years. Maybe Euros, but not another World Cup. It's their last chance. It is my opinion about these two teams.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting there. So yeah, we have a lot of teams to discuss. So let's try to not spend too long on each team. So moving on to Brazil. I think Brazil, like I said, they have a great team. I really like this Brazil team, and I could think they could do well, guys. I think they could do well indeed. My biggest issue with Brazil though is that striker. That's the biggest issue I would say. And then I'll be honest with you, Firmino, Jesus, they're not really that great strikers. And yeah, I think Brazil really struggle in that department. Other than that, though, I think this Brazil team is pretty much complete. So
They didn't struggle in qualifying. So when it came to the strikers, so I'm not ready for Brazil. I think they're gonna be the ones to win it all. I mean, last time World Cup was in Asia, they were the ones to win it. So I don't know, it just
definitely.
feels like they were
True.
destined to get this one.
Yeah, it
It's
just
also
feels
been
destiny.
it also would have been exactly 20 years.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we know what R9 did in that World Cup, man. Yeah. So yeah, Brazil, man, definitely team to look out for. Let's move on to France. Well, actually, we already discussed about France, so I don't want to go back to France again. So I think we all can agree that Champions Curse could affect them, and this team is still good, but I don't know, man. The defense of France really worries me, and the Champions curse, we'll see. So, guys, I have a feeling France will get a tough group just because they're defending champions. Something just tells me that. Argentina. What do you guys think about Argentina? We haven't discussed about Argentina now. So,
I don't think they're gonna win it.
why do you say that?
I don't know. I just don't think like I mean they could win it. I just don't personally think they will.
Okay. For me, Argentina is a good shout. I like Argentina team a lot. And one of the things that makes Argentina so good is the defense. Defensively, they've been amazing. Otamendi has been excellent for them. Emi Martinez is a good goalkeeper, obviously way better than Armani. And you have Romero. For me, their fullbacks are a bit average, I would say. Their fullbacks are kind of in my opinion. That could be the problem for them. I think the problem with Argentina is they haven't been tested enough against European nations. That's my issue. Is that they haven't faced against like a France, against England.
They're gonna
like
play
those kind of
Italy
teams.
in I think June.
Yeah, and well, we know Italy isn't really.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not in
Italy
the World
didn't
Cup.
qualify though.
So I'm not sure that. I mean, it's a test, but I don't think it'll be that.
They're good. They just have World Cup phobia right now.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, who knows? But I don't know, man. This Argentine team, I'm still not really sure about this one, but I think they'll make it far. They'll make at least the quarters. But as far as the semis and finals concerned, I don't know, man. Because the thing about Argentina is that who's going to step up the big games, man? Because Di Maria, man, he's really good in big games, and like I said, for Messi, he has to perform here. Like I'm giving him, I'm pretty much excusing what he's doing at PSG now. I don't even care about that. You have to perform for Argentina now because this is what people are gonna. This is what you have to perform in. So.
I'll say this though about Argentina. Right now, they are in a way, 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 way better spot than they were in the last World Cup.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
don't know
obvious.
if you guys
Yeah.
knew this. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but last World Cup, I didn't
Yeah,
have them even getting out.
They
of
were
the
just a
group.
few minutes away from getting knocked out in the group stage.
Yeah. First of all, they
Yeah.
should have been knocked out. Nigeria got robbed that game. I'm not gonna go into details about what exactly happened, but there
Yeah,
was a
let's not get
penalty.
into that.
There was a potential penalty that 1,000% should have been a penalty. Igalo got kicked in the face. Referee didn't call it. It was inside the box. Should have been 2-2 Nigeria. Nigeria should have went on, but I'm not gonna say nothing. All I am gonna say is I did expect this team 4 years ago to not make it out of the group,
Wow.
and I know that was bold and everything, but man, when you watch like how they were, like first of all, they lost the friendly to Nigeria 4-2. Then I think a couple months later, they lost to Spain like 5-6-1. So just leading up to that World Cup, they were not in great form. And then of course with the World Cup, they lost 3-0 to Croatia. They tied Iceland, and they barely squeaked through against Nigeria. And then, they had the game against France that it was a great game, by the way, but giving up 4 goals in a elimination game like that is just not acceptable. But they're in a much better place now. I feel like the team has more of a structure, an identity. But
Yeah, this
is it
team is very
enough
balanced.
to win it
This
all
team is very
time?
balanced.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, dude, I still don't know, man, because the thing is, as good as our Copa America final run was, let's be real, CONMEBOL has really not been the same. And you could see how like the point difference between the top two and the rest, it's very much like there's a huge gap in between. So
I think they will be the semifinals though this year.
Yeah.
But when it comes to I have to see how the draw plays out.
Yeah, it's tough to say for Argentina, but like I said, this is definitely Messi's last chance for a World Cup, and this might be Argentina's best chance too. Because let's be real, a lot of the players that they have here are getting a lot of the players are very old. There's not a lot of youngsters, and so I really think that if they fail to win this, I think 2026 will be very difficult because a lot of those old players they'll have to probably find new players and that kind of thing. And like I said, I just don't really there's enough young talent from Argentina in my opinion. So I feel like for me this has to be it for them. So
I feel like we're gonna get Argentina in the group stage. It's just one of those feelings.
Oh no. Okay. So, does anyone else have any thoughts about Argentina? Like, so we'll talk about every team from pot one, pot two, and then pot three. We'll probably summarize. Pot four, we'll probably summarize. I would do a detailed breakdown, but it'd take forever, you know. And yeah, I don't know if I have enough time like that. Maybe we'll do later in the summer. But yeah. So let's does anyone else have any other thoughts? We can I guess we can move on to England afterwards.
Yeah, obviously, heading into every tournament, we always know that the England fans are just gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I
guess we
do
should
have
have
to.
a-
I have to admire their optimism, but they do it every single time, and it never works out.
Yeah, let's talk about England now, I guess. For England, man, in particular, I will say that I feel that England is, I don't know, man. They have a lot of good players, but the issue with England, the biggest issue with England, is that manager. I'm sorry, Southgate is not the guy for England. I don't care what English fans say. I don't care what any of them say. He is not the guy to. And you know why we saw this? It's because what they did in the Euros. How do you defend a 1-0 lead at home in the final against Italy? You know, and that just tells me a lot of issues with England team is that Southgate is way too defensive, and
And
that's
also,
just the problem.
the penalties. Like you don't bring on players just 1 minute before a penalty shootout that haven't properly even warmed up.
Yeah. So definitely,
Yeah,
it's just really England. I just feel like they're gonna underperform as usual. And let's be real, guys. England has not really been given a tough draw in the.
So I think they're going to go out
restaurants.
in the quarterfinals. I just have a feeling.
2014 was a really tough draw for them.
Oh, I mean, with the Southgate in charge. Yeah, I know 2014 was tough. I know. I'm just saying,
So
like
2018, they also got second in the
I
group.
forgot they didn't make it out of the group that year too.
They got
Man.
bottom of that group.
Wow.
That's sad. So
That was before Southgate. So yeah, really, Southgate's really been the best England manager in I'd say since maybe 2006, not even, because they made the semifinals, last World Cup. So
Yeah, he's definitely been although it's not too high of a bar to get over, considering one of those one of
he's
the
been
I mean
the
one
most
of those
accomplished,
managers
I'd
managed
say,
to drag
but-
an England team with Gerrard and Lampard to not qualify for the Euros.
I mean, I'll say this about him: he's for sure a lot damn better than what's the guy's name, the one that lost to Iceland in the Euros,
Roy Hodgson.
Roy Hodgson or something like that.
you know who I like to see for England manager? I would like to see Graham Potter. I think he could do a good job. Dude, he could do wonders with this team, in my opinion.
the same Brighton manager.
Yeah. So definitely England is. Let's see what they can do, man. Let's see what they can do. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Actually, let me ask you guys this question: do you guys think England will be given a tough draw this time around or easy draw?
They always get an easy draw. So
I don't know. I think so. I came up with this morning. I came up with a mock of what I think the draw's gonna look like from A through H, and the group I have for England is England, Costa Rica, New Zealand winner, Denmark, and Iran.
Wow.
I don't know if that's necessarily tough to get out of, but in terms of going through that group with ease, Costa Rica and Iran are two pretty defensive teams, so I don't see England really,
in my mock draw,
running up the score against any of these teams.
in my mock draw, I had them drawing Mexico, Japan, and Ecuador.
Wow. And,
They should get out of that group easily.
Yeah, sorry.
I think they could get. I think they could get 9 points out of that group, or at least 7. They could maybe drop points to Japan, but
Yeah.
I think they should win all the other ones.
Yeah. Big up Dominic Rich, man. Thanks for coming.
Oh,
Thanks for
Dom's
coming on
here?
the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What's
it's
up,
Dom's
awesome.
in the chat.
What
Yeah,
up,
it's nice to
Dom?
see you, man. So, yeah, as I was saying for England, like I said, guys, let's see, man, let's see, because we still haven't seen England we haven't seen England really face against a top nation. Like we still haven't seen them against France, Spain, Germany. Well, actually, I know they faced Germany, but that was under Joachim Löw. Let's be real, that Germany team was bad. I mean, under Hansi Flick right now,
And that was also at Wembley.
Yeah, so they haven't faced any like these top nations in post with Southgate in charge, right? So let's see, man. This is for Spain, man. Spain, I gotta give it up to man. Spain is always a team to watch, and I love the way the Spanish team played, man. And they were fantastic to watch in the Euros, and in the Nations League as well. But the thing about Spain, what I noticed is them is I feel like they're too much into their style. If that makes any sense, they when the going gets tough and when things get tricky, they don't have a plan B. They're just like possession
stick
guys.
to that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I also feel like the striker is a huge issue for them, and they have to rely on Ansu Fati. And you can't really I don't think you can really rely on this kind of kid like that. And, he's been injured a lot for Barcelona, as you guys know, and so it's difficult to say with Spain. I think they could do well, as I said, but for me, I just don't think they can win the World Cup because they're too much into that specific style. And I just think in those kind of tough games, especially against like teams like France, like Argentina, those kind of teams, they have to adapt. You have to change, and I just don't think Spain is that kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, we
change.
saw last World Cup how their style of play completely backfired on them, especially in that game against Russia, which they lost. So to me, man, Spain is like at maximum a quarterfinals team.
Yeah, quarters. I do agree with you. Maybe a semis, maybe, but
Yeah.
definitely not a final.
I don't
Definitely
see
not a final.
semis.
No, I don't think they're getting to the final, even though they've got one of the best managers of all the nations.
Are we talking about
Luis Enrique-
Spain?
Yeah, Luis Enrique's done a great job with the Spain team. Like, we got to give him a ton of props, man, because I know people didn't really respect what he did at Barca, mainly because they said that he was carried by MSN, and which, let's be really, kind of was, to be fair. And now what he's doing with Spain is incredible because he's getting Spain's playing really well, man, and they're playing it really well. But as I said earlier, can they adapt in those kind of games where the going gets tough for them? That's my question for Spain, and they always seem to not do well in this kind of game. So, yeah, for me, man, max is semis. I don't think they could win the final, in my opinion. Who knows though? Maybe Spain gets like a easy path. Then I could be wrong, but I don't think they'll win it. But I do think they'll go far though, in my opinion.
I think they are contenders, but I don't know if I'd call them I don't know if I'd bet money on them.
Yeah, definitely. So Matt's, what do you have to say about Spain?
I think Spain are a good team, and they have actually got better since the Euros. I think where we should expect them would probably be quarterfinals or semi-finals, as you've been saying. I mean, they're not one of the best team. Well, they're probably in the middle in terms of pot one, and I think they could go far, but they're not a contender for me.
Yeah, it's just the thing about Spain is they're really good, they're really talented, they have a good philosophy, style to play with. But the thing is, when it's late and in the dying moments, I don't know if I can trust them to get a goal when they absolutely, need it. And stuff like that, basically.
Yeah, definitely so. Interesting there. And then finally, our last pot one team, Portugal. Oh, man. Portugal.
They are
Where do we go
very
with this
lucky
team?
to be pot one.
Portugal. What do I have to say about this team? They have a very good team. A very, very good team. But as we all know in football, it's not about what you have. It's not about the players. It's about the team. And I'm sorry to say, this Portugal team,
I don't trust Fernando Santos.
they don't play well as a team, man. and and feels like for me this team is like so reliant on their superstar Ronaldo, and that if Ronaldo doesn't perform, then what was that noise? Anyways, if Ronaldo doesn't perform, this team is like really not that great. And we saw even the qualifiers that even against like Ireland and Serbia and these kind of teams, well, maybe not Serbia, but against like Luxembourg, Azerbaijan, and he just carried them through, man. And you saw even the playoff games, Ronaldo didn't really do much. He wasn't really like
in the qualifiers. They actually could have lost twice to Ireland.
Yeah, so I just think that for me, for Portugal, man, who knows, man. But the thing about Portugal is this: is that remember, guys, Croatia had to go through playoffs in 2018 World Cup,
and they made
and
the
we all
World
know
Cup
it.
now.
So just because you're going through playoffs doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. If anything, it could actually be better because you're actually more challenged and you actually are more prepared for the occasion. So
and they are also pot 1 too. So regardless, they'll still get an easier draw despite the setback.
I'm not trying to suggest that Portugal is going to get to the final. I'm not making that kind of implication, but I'm just saying is that anything can happen. That's what I'm trying to say. So for Portugal, we could be criticizing them massively. Next thing you know, they're in the semis and they're only one game away from the finals. So, but
I think they'll be one of the most unpredictable teams. At least in terms of the top 10.
Yeah, I think Portugal has the same chance of making the semis as they have of going out in the round of 16.
Yeah,
I think Portugal is just like Spain. Like the maximum they can go is quarterfinals, and they can also bow out in the group stages.
Michael wants to talk about Portugal.
All right. Okay, I have to remove someone. Let me go ahead and remove someone. Okay.
You can remove me if you want.
Okay, actually, I'll do that instead, I guess. Okay, Michael, you can talk about Portugal now.
Yeah, sorry, that noise was my dog. He's going crazy at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go, and he's going crazy still. Barney tax on Portugal, and that Barney tax is Fernando Santos, as we all know. I mean, it's a very much a hit and miss. We're gonna have to see what lineup he's gonna have in the World Cup. But you say that, Ronaldo's been carrying them. Well, I mean, in these two playoffs, he didn't score a single goal, and they still went quite easily through those two games against North Macedonia and Turkey. And if you look at the groups they've had in the last, I would say, 3 World Cups, they've had arguably the group of death in each one. So, I mean, if they get another group of death, I wouldn't be shocked if they go out in the group stage. I'm not even joking because we don't know what Portugal we're going to get with this year around. But no doubt they have the talent to even win this World Cup. Most certainly they can win this World Cup just based on talent alone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do agree with you, Michael. And what I mean by that is, I mean I carried them like the group stage qualifiers. I don't mean like the playoff games. That's what.
Okay. Yeah, because he did carry them through the World Cup qualifiers, like scoring 2 late against Ireland. So, I mean, that makes sense. But they have other players that can hurt you. And I mean, if I was manager, I know this sounds a little bit crazy. I wouldn't start Ronaldo. I wouldn't.
Wow. Honestly.
Wow. Honestly, play Joao Felix on the left and Jota down the middle. That's a scary lineup. I know. Like, I'm not a Ronaldo hater or anything, but I'm just saying they could score a lot of goals with that front three of maybe Joao Felix, Otavio, and then Jota. That would be a scary front three.
The weird thing is that like they have a very good offense, but they're led by a defensive coach.
That's the craziness, and that's the weird part about is that. You have you have to have the right thing, and it's kind of like with England too, because I'll be real with you guys. England is Southgate is a very defensive kind of manager, and England's very attack minded. So, and there's a lot of attacking talent, and let me go see some of the comments. I haven't really looked at the comments for a while now. So let's see. Portugal needs to start the defense, and actually, this is somewhat of a good point because as good as Ruben Diaz is for Manchester City, he's not really that great for Portugal, and we saw that in the Euros, guys. We saw that in the Euros. So.
And we also saw in the Euros how Germany just completely exposed Portugal.
Well, they exposed Semedo, who was absolutely god-awful in that game. Gosens might have had the game of his life against Semedo in that match.
Yeah, definitely so. interesting there. So yeah, we'll see about that. And Michael, you did bring up a good point earlier that Portugal, they've always have been handed a tough group. So maybe this time around they might get it. Maybe things might change. Maybe they might get a fortunate easy group for them this time around instead of getting a hard one. We'll wait and see. So that's a lot. Wait, Matt, what do you say?
Can I comment on something you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, sure.
You mentioned about Santos and Southgate being like defensive man, or somebody else mentioned them being defensive managers managing some attacking talents. Southgate, he does have that defensive mindset to him, but England being defensive more down to Steve Holland, the assistant.
Yeah, but Matt, who makes the call at the end of the day? It's Gareth Southgate. He is the manager. So you don't deflect the blame on Southgate. He takes most of the blame.
I'm just saying I wouldn't put Southgate as the same defensive level as Fernando Santos, even though he does have that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Fernando Santos is definitely way more defensive than Southgate. I definitely agree with that. So, I think that's it for Pod 1. So let's go look at Pod 2, and we can do a breakdown of each team. Let's start with Denmark. Denmark, guys. I like this team a lot. Really do.
Denmark can be a potential dark horse.
Yeah, they're my dark
Denmark
horse.
is good enough to, I think, reach the final at max. I don't know if they're going to win it, but best case scenario, I think they make the final.
Yeah, Eriksson, he's played
Eriksson
2 games. So I think he scored 2 minutes into upon returning to Denmark.
Yeah.
If you're a pot 1 team and even the other pots, the teams you want to avoid for Oid are Denmark, Netherlands, and especially Germany.
I think you'd want to avoid Switzerland. I think the rest are kind of.
No, I don't see
a little bit with
Switzerland,
Switzerland,
but any of
but
those pot 1 teams, except maybe Qatar or Spain or Portugal. But when it comes to
Switzerland
Belgium,
are a good
Brazil,
team.
France,
They are tough
Argentina,
to break
England.
down.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
think so.
they are good.
Yeah,
But they don't strike me as someone you'd want to avoid in the same way as Germany and the Netherlands.
Germany and the Netherlands are the for sure 2 strongest teams in that pot.
I think you could throw Denmark in there potentially over the Netherlands, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I
See,
think
Germany
I think the
and then
Netherlands
either-
actually played Denmark. I think it was last week, and they tore Denmark apart.
They did, but it's a friendly. Stuff happens, and I agree. Denmark's defending wasn't really looking that too shabby that game, but
Yeah, definitely.
again, it's just a friendly. Results like that happen and stuff like that. I mean, there's been crazy results in friendlies. I think a week before the World Cup started, the USA tied France in France. And then a month later, that same France team went on to win the World Cup.
Yeah. So Denmark, as I said, they have a good team, a really good team, and obviously Eriksson being back as well. My question for Denmark, though, is this. Like I said, I feel like they have a good team, a very good team. But as I said, I don't know how challenged they have been. Like I said, they haven't really. I feel like they haven't really been properly tested. If that makes any sense. I don't think they've
Austria
been,
they're a tough team.
And they destroyed Austria as well. I would say wait for Denmark in the Nations League this summer. Then we can see where they're at. But I mean, honestly,
they
with
do
Eriksson
play
back,
France, so that'll be a good test.
Yeah, that'll be a
I
good
agree
test.
with Michael there. Yeah, Nations
I
League is gonna be good.
understand Denmark had a pretty fairly easy group to get out of in order to qualify, but
So
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. Not only, but it's one thing to win a group that you're expected to win, but on top of that, to completely dominate everyone you go up. I mean, how many goals did they give up that whole campaign?
I think they scored 30
2.
and conceded 3.
Yeah, they,
And they
they
won 9
conceded
out of 10
two
games.
Two
to Scotland in the last game. Yeah,
They
they
also
only
conceded
lost
two.
one
conceded to
game.
Faroe Islands.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
they conceded a late goal to the Faroe Islands.
Yeah.
Well, the Faroe Islands have some joy. But I think FB7 Games wants to say something about Denmark as well. So let him
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can speak now,
so-
man.
Yeah, so I think like Denmark, they have like a lot of quality. They have like they have an all right manager. So I'm looking at their Nations League performances. They haven't been that bad because I see them. They came second, I think. They came second behind, in front of England. They actually beat England in Wembley once. So they also got like some talents like Mikkel Damsgaard and Dolberg. Let me look at their list. So it's like Poulsen, Delaney, KR, Christensen, Mail. So yeah, I mean Denmark, they do have like a lot of quality, and they also they nearly went 10 out of 10 in their qualification.
Yeah. So yeah, Denmark is a good team, and yeah, thanks for sharing your thoughts. FB7 Games. So Netherlands. I think we should discuss the Dutch because Netherlands is a very interesting team. I feel like a lot of people haven't really. I feel like a lot of people are really unsure about this Netherlands team, and I feel like they have a great team. And they have a lot of good players. My question for Netherlands though is kind of like similar to as I said for is like how are they really like? Because let's be real, in the Euros they were pretty disappointing. I mean, losing to Czech Republic,
I mean, that was with a
and,
different manager.
Yeah, Frank de
that
Boer
was
was
true.
god awful.
Yeah, that was true. And Louis van Gaal, I think he's done a good job with this team, and for Netherlands, it always seems to be a heartbreak in the World Cup, man. Always seems to be a heartbreak at the end, and that's my issue with them. Is that will they have the same kind of thing here in the World Cup? They always seem to have heartbreak in the end, going out in the final, third place game.
I could honestly see another heartbreak.
Oh,
I was
man.
tempted to predict them to get it to the final again and then lose, but I just figured that'd be a bit too cruel.
Yeah. And I don't know. What do you guys think about
I think they
Netherlands?
could be a strong dark horse.
Yeah, I think it's a team that people aren't really talking about enough. I feel like everyone's talking about like Germany as a potential dark horse, but I think Netherlands is also a pretty good potential as well.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with Netherlands is I don't think they have the greatest attacking options with Bergwijn and Depay. I don't think that will carry them so far. I know they played better for the Dutch compared to their club teams, but I just wonder if attacking wise they're not going to play the best. And Louis van Gaal has already stated it's 5 in the back and nothing else. So you know what to expect from Louis van Gaal. I remember what he did in 2014 with a subpar Dutch team. It wasn't the greatest Dutch team, but they did well and got third place in the World Cup.
Yeah,
so
they reached the semifinals, although a bit
It was a gifted
controversially.
third place because Brazil was god awful.
well, yeah, Brazil.
Yeah, but also just the fact that their win over Mexico was pretty controversial, and they beat Costa Rica on penalties.
Oh yeah. Mexico should have been semi-finalist that World Cup. Imagine, because
Wow.
if
We would have had a CONCACAF
Iron Robert doesn't go
quarterfinal.
down, Mexico wins that game 1-0. Then who do they play in the
It was only
quarterfinals?
controversial for the penalty.
So they would have played Argentina.
Yeah, they would have played Costa Rica in the quarterfinals. That would have been crazy to see
So
two
imagine
CONCACAF teams
that.
against each other.
Either one of Mexico
Yeah.
or Costa Rica, the winner goes to the semifinals. That would have been insane.
Wow.
But
Well, I remember that
FIFA
it was
hates it.
only. Oh, I remember it was only the penalty that was the issue. So it could have been that it went to extra time and the Dutch
Yeah,
won either
I
there
think the
or on
Netherlands still
penalties.
probably would have won.
Yeah.
Agree.
Definitely. Yeah, like I said, Netherlands it's an interesting team. I think they could I think they could do well. At the same time, though, I think they could also underperform. It's a very unpredictable team. That's what I'm kind of trying to say with Netherlands. So yeah, that's how my thoughts are on this team. Germany, guys. Should we discuss over Germany?
They
I
were
think
my
Germany's
original pick to win the whole thing.
Wow.
And I don't know if I'd still completely stand by that, but I think they definitely could win it. I don't know if they
I have
will
them
win
as
it,
one
but
of
I
my
think
favorites.
they definitely could win it.
See, the thing about
is
Germany is
scary,
this.
man.
See, the thing about Germany is this: they always play well as a team. They always have a great team, and they do really well in World Cups. They always have a very good record in World Cups.
Germany's main problem is just they can't score. Or is that, or at least against like stronger teams, they can't score.
Yeah, and it's similar to what we said for Denmark. Is that, like I said, we haven't seen Germany really be given a tough nation to play against, and I guess the Nations League in some ways will be a good indicator to us and how we can see this German team, because they have a lot of good players.
I think they did play. I think they did play the Netherlands a few days ago, and they drew 1-1.
Yeah. And kind of similar to what I said for Spain, is that who is that striker going to be? Because let's be real, guys. We know that Warner is not the guy. We know that Warner is not the guy. I mean, he's not the guy. And
Thomas
Havertz,
Muller, like the king of scoring goals in the World Cup.
Yeah, maybe Thomas Muller. You can give it a shout, or maybe Kai Havertz, who's been doing pretty well for Chelsea recently. He's been playing well as a striker, so maybe you could give him a go.
Kai Havertz doing so well for Chelsea is definitely good for Germany.
Yeah, so for this Germany team is interesting. Why is there a lot of background noise? Okay, and like I said, guys, there is that. So, what do you guys think about this Germany team? I feel like this is a team that is a potential dark horse. Once again, though, I still don't know if they could win this thing. And my main issue is that defense. I think the defense is also kind of shaky. The defense, I think, could be very, very. That defense, I think, is very not that very strong, in my opinion. What do you guys think of the defense of Germany?
I think Germany's defense kind of has some problems, sort of like Italy's defense, is that sometimes they just fall asleep and then just concede like randomly.
Yeah. And we know how good Rudiger is in a back three, but we know he isn't. Is he really that great in a back two? Because in my opinion, he's not really. He's really good in a back three, but I don't know if he's that great in a back two, in my opinion. So, yeah, Germany is there. Germany is interesting. Now, of course, the team Mexico. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I honestly think they might be the weakest team in this pot.
To me, it's either them or Croatia.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, dude, this Mexico team, they've been very, very average. And this is a Mexico team that's usually been pretty dominant in CONCACAF. And you see this Mexico team right now, they just are struggling right now, big time, man. And
we know Mexico's history in this competition. They always get to the round of 16 and then lose.
You guys know if Portugal didn't beat North Macedonia, Mexico would have been in pot 1.
Oh yeah, dude. Yep. In a weird way.
If Mexico had been in pot 1, that would not have made any sense.
Oh yeah.
What's really funny? Were in pot 1 in 2018. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, you know what's really funny, guys? Because normally I root for underdogs, but Mexico in pot 1, I'm actually. It's better to see Portugal. Sorry to all Mexican fans, but I'm sorry, Mexico doesn't deserve pot 1.
Yeah, but 80, we don't even know.
I guess maybe I am a bit biased because I'm Canadian. We're not the biggest fans of Mexico.
Wait, Michael, what were you saying?
I was going to say that we don't even know if Tata Martino is going to be even manager until then, because there's a lot.
No. He's gonna be manager. If they somehow, let's say, flopped against El Salvador yesterday, and Costa Rica got that direct qualification spot over them, then I would have said they would have most definitely fired him and searched for a new head coach.
I think they still will. I just think they're playing terribly. I mean, absolutely terribly. So I don't think they're even going to make it out of the group stage, to be honest.
Oh man.
No more round of 16 curse, but not in the way they wanted to end.
A new curse, guys. Group stage curse now.
Honestly, if they played against Iran, I would say Iran could beat Mexico. Not even joking. I'm not even trying to be like Mexico hater.
I think a lot of pot 3 teams could beat Mexico.
Even pot 4.
I think Senegal could beat them. I think Japan could beat them. I think Serbia could beat them.
Easily.
Maybe South Korea, yeah. Poland, maybe. Tunisia, I don't know.
Tunisia.
Morocco, I think.
No, I don't give Tunisia that much chance.
Tunisia could have scored on Mali and they still qualified. They're not beating Mexico.
Yeah. I think Tunisia is the one that Mexico would probably beat.
Yeah. We got some people from Iran in the comment section, so thanks for mentioning them. So yeah, man. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, Mexico guys, they're it's fair to say that they could flop in this World Cup. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, and they're for sure. Yeah, I honestly I wouldn't be surprised to go out the group stage. I think it's. I'm not gonna put my money on it because that's a bit risky, But there is a good probability that Mexico team could flop. And let's be real, guys. I don't think any of us are having Mexico in the quarterfinals. Like they're
no
maxing
way.
around 16. No way.
No way.
No, not this year.
Somebody has the microphone near them, guys. If you have the microphone near your shirt, pull it away a little bit. There you go. That's a little bit better now. The only way Mexico are making out of the group if they get Qatar. That's the only way.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, actually,
Even
yeah,
then,
I mostly agree.
even then, it's not really, given to them. They could get tough opponent part 3, and then I'd say even Ecuador, I'd say could beat them, if we're being honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they'll probably get out the group, but not be a strong opponent in the round of 16.
Yeah, definitely. They're not getting to Quinto Partido. That I'm for sure about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to my country.
Everybody's
USA.
favorite.
Oh man, the USA.
Either you love them or you hate them.
And you love them very lame. You love them.
Damn right.
I don't.
This is the team I want to play from pot 2.
Wow. Yeah.
The USA.
My thoughts about USA, man. Great team on paper. Verhalter, man.
I think they're too inconsistent, and I think you could honestly say they might just be the most inconsistent team in the world right now. Like one game they'll be amazing and they'll start dominating teams, but then the next they'll falter against a team that they shouldn't be.
That is true. Bethel, wait, I got a bone to pick with Bethel. Bethel, you said that game yesterday didn't mean anything against Costa Rica. Are you kidding me? We lost to a C team from Costa Rica. We got absolutely pummeled. And it was our A team.
Yeah.
Right, but they really, first of all, we had the better chances. We had more chances.
Bethel, what chances? What chances did we create on the
first
field?
half, but the second half, though, yeah, it was.
It was all from set pieces. It was all from set pieces.
That Nava save. Well, look, man, it just came down to us defending set pieces. If we could defend set pieces a lot better, that game would have ended 0-0.
Bethel, come on, man! It's Costa Rica's B team. They had a 17-year-old out there doing tricks on us. Come on. I mean, look, seriously, if we're going to talk about USA's chances in this World Cup, we have to pray and pray hard that we get Qatar and Tunisia and Cameroon. I mean, not Cameroon. We can't get them.
Ghana.
Ghana, yeah. Ghana.
No, not Ghana.
We can't get Ghana.
The USA always gets
pressure.
Ghana, so it's going to be
that's
Ghana.
True. If we get a
Ecuador?
group if we get Ecuador. Okay, we'll finish second behind
Ecuador.
Ecuador. We'll finish second behind Ecuador. All right. If we get a group like Argentina, USA, Serbia, and
that's the team. See, if we draw Serbia,
we're done.
In pot 3, if they're
Or
in
Senegal.
the group with us, that's when I get nervous about not making that a group stage.
Yeah. Okay. Bethel, let's talk it like this. All right. In pot 3, which teams could beat us, in your opinion?
Senegal.
Yep.
Serbia.
Yep.
And possibly Poland and Iran. Maybe Japan as well.
Japan will beat us. So we have to pray that we get South Korea, Tunisia, 2 teams out of pot 3.
And then South Korea are a tough opponent.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Son is going to cause trouble to Dest as well, I think.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like Michael said, man, we need an easy group, man, because it's looking tough for us because all those pot 1 teams, it could be a destruction, man. It could be
tougher. We could have been in pot 3. We could have been in a group with Brazil and Germany.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised the U.S. managed to hold on to pot 2 after what happened last night.
Thank God they
We're
don't
going
do it geographically anymore, the draw. It's now based on FIFA rankings, because otherwise we've been toast. And I see Dom's comment. What did Dom say? I think Dom said that, oh, we should be happy to be back in the World Cup. Yes, Dom, of course we should be. But look at the talent on this team. This team should be easily making it to round of 16 just based on talent. But we're playing like a group stage
Playing
third place
scared.
team. We're playing scared.
We're gonna make the round of 16. We're gonna.
Well, to be fair, and in USA's defense, we did have a pretty tough group in
If we avoid,
2014.
if we avoid Serbia, we're gonna make the round of 16.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, in 2014, the USA had like an amazing goalkeeper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tim Howard was amazing in that World Cup. I got to say that. So, I mean, honestly, I'm praying already that we get Qatar. I'm praying hard. Imagine that we Imagine that we play each other on the first day. Use Qatar versus USA, and we lose to Qatar in the first match. Oh, nice to be back.
Oh God.
I
don't think they
don't
can play
understand
Qatar
why
in the
we're so
first match.
disappointed that we lost last night. I don't know.
Because Bethel, that was our best opportunity to finally break the curse in San Jose, and we didn't do anything in the game. We didn't do anything. Yeah, we were dangerous in set pieces. Cool. I'm cool being dangerous from set pieces, but we have no identity. We don't know how to play. We literally don't. We're scared. You know what our tactics are? We overlap with Yedlin or Anthony Robinson. We cross it in, and there's only Pepe in the box. That's all we do.
Anthony Robinson was terrible yesterday. That's the main reason we didn't score. His crosses,
Really, the only reason we don't have any. I hear you.
I'm kind of upset because like I originally predicted Costa Rica to win that game, but then I changed it to a draw, and I gave the USA the benefit of the doubt.
I had Costa Rica.
Turns out Costa Rica still won the game.
Yeah,
and it was Costa Rica's B team, B- team. It was a bunch of kids out there because they don't want to get. They didn't want.
Did you see how what do you call it? How what's it called? I don't want to say mismatched because that's not a word, but how well we matched up against their A team, because their A team is old and slow. We've got younger guys that have more of a speed. Do you remember that home game against Costa Rica? Brian,
how much did we win the game by? Did we win 2-1? So it wasn't a dominating performance where we destroyed them 5 or 4.
That second goal was an own goal by the Costa Rica.
No, it should have been. It's just Keylor Navas is just that guy.
Okay,
yeah, we got lucky to win that game.
Yeah, we did. My last question before I head out is, look at our away record. What was our only away win in the whole campaign?
Honduras.
Over bottom of the table. Honduras.
Exactly, and we were 1-0 down in the halftime. I wonder how the heck we're gonna do with no home support and no home crowd and no home stadium in Qatar.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you will have like
being in a neutral environment is better than being in.
No.
Hey man, look, if you look at our history against CONCACAF teams, we don't always win on the road. I guess. I mean, just go on Wikipedia, see our results in 2010 qualification or 2014 qualification. We don't win, every single game on the road. Almost nobody does in CONCACAF unless they're the top team.
I agree with that. But if you compare us to Canada, and this Canadian team has never been in the third, like I'm not talking about Canada in history, but I'm talking about these players for Canada. They've never been in this third round of CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, and they did pretty well away.
Yeah, I mean, aside from this window.
That's Canada.
Aside from this window, Canada. Of course. That's Canada. Bethel, on paper, who has a better team?
The U.S.
So why can't we do better away than Canada, who have never had this experience? I'm not trying to be pessimistic here and be like, oh, it's going to be doomsday.
I think it's partially mentality, because Herdman has
exactly.
You
have to give credit to John Herman. But I'm not
fear.
I'm not going to take anything away from Burrow too. I genuinely do not understand why so many U.S. fans are so harsh on this guy. Like, I genuinely don't.
Higher standards.
Because we should have higher standards. This guy.
We're a young team. We're growing. You know what I mean? Like, we just need that experience. But come 2026, that's what I expected. Now it's gonna take time.
What's your expectations for 2026 then?
Oh, I think we're gonna at least reach quarterfinals.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to say right now. I mean, we have a lot of years
No,
ahead, man.
but 80, because this team is young. We all know that, right? But we need to perform well in this World Cup to give this team confidence and to see if Berhalter is the guy. And right now, in my opinion, yes, Berhalter has done well against Mexico and in cup finals. But I mean, come on, we need to get an identity. Really, give John Herdman this USA team, we would do wonders.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's why I said, man, the coaching thing is super important now. Yeah, and like I said, I find how Berhalter got hired was really one of the weird decisions ever. Like, he just got hired because he was friends, I think. Like, what kind of decision is that?
Well,
I mean,
he did do pretty well.
As a team.
He did do pretty well with Columbus Crew, so I have to give him credit for that. But
their options probably weren't great at the time either.
Yeah, I know. That's still.
I wish we had Jesse Marsh.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Leeds took him.
Wow.
We're getting out of the group. Unless we get Serbia.
I'm clipping this, Bethel. I remember you saying this, but it better happen. Otherwise, I'm coming back to you. Because I'm not. AD, are you confident at getting out of the group?
Not really particularly, to be honest with you.
Pot 2 helps a lot. If we
it
were
depends
in
on the draw.
3, yeah.
If we were in pot 3, it would have been a different story from me. But the fact that we're in pot 2, we don't have to worry about being in a group with like a Brazil or Germany or like a Argentina.
But you can still get drawn with Brazil.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we lose to Brazil. If we get Brazil this draw, we're gonna lose like 4-0 at least.
Oh,
damn.
Neymar against Miles Robertson and Walker Zimmerman. Oh, please no. Please no.
You guys know we've only won once against Brazil? Like ever?
Berhalter's like, hey, guys, do you think you can pocket Neymar and
Vinicius Jr., Anthony?
You think you can handle all that? Who do you think we are?
It's probably better to forfeit than even play.
Yeah, just FIFA rage quit, lose 3-0. But last thing I'm going to say before I head out. All we know for certain is it's USA Ghana in the same group.
No. That better not happen. I don't want. I'm tired of hearing the storylines with this overrated.
USA Ghana is
everyone's
like
gonna be like, oh, Ghana's
Nigeria.
back. The USA. Oh, yada yada yada. Oh, USA better watch out, bro. It's Ghana. They're not even supposed to be here.
Well, actually, to be fair,
it's just a funny thing that it always happens in the group that we get them or we play them in the round of 16. It always happens. It seems like when both teams are.
I wouldn't mind getting Ghana, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't either. I would happily take them this time around. I think it was different in 2006 and 2014 when they were pretty good still. But
see,
now,
I wouldn't mind it because they're just so bad. But at the same time, like just the storylines.
Famous last words.
It's just gonna add up like with so much pressure and everything. You know what I mean?
Next thing you know,
there's no going around it. Ghana is just bad. Like I'm not gonna go over their journey to Qatar.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
But
okay,
all I'm gonna say is Ghana definitely. What's the word for it?
We'll see what happens tomorrow. Then, all right, guys, I'm gonna head out. But good luck to Canada in the draw too. Very lame Pichu.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
And Matt, if it's England USA, it's war.
Bring it on.
War of
all I have to say is Rob Green. Rob Green.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, take care, Michael. See you later, man. All right. So now, then we have Switzerland. I think we discussed enough about USA. Let's move on to Switzerland. Oh yeah, we already kind of discussed about them too.
Switzerland are very underrated.
Yeah, very. They're very solid defensively.
They know how to frustrate teams.
They know how to frustrate big teams. They're well balanced defensively, and the thing about Switzerland though is that I don't think they can make a deep run. I feel like they're a team that will cause issues, but they'll just like crash out round of 16.
Imagine we get Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, and Costa Rica again.
We can't get Switzerland.
No. I'm talking about just in general. Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, Costa Rica.
That actually could happen.
Oh! You mean like the same group again?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Oh
exactly.
Wow! I just
would it finish the same way as it did last time?
I think it probably would.
Maybe Switzerland, Serbia.
Definitely Brazil first. Costa
Rica. Brazil's definitely first. Costa Rica's definitely last.
It's second and third that's going to change if anything's going to change.
Yeah.
So yeah, Switzerland, as I said, I think there will be like a banana peel for some of the big teams, but ultimately I don't think they'll do that well. Just because, like I said, I just feel like they're going to be handled in the knockout stage. Now for Croatia. Croatia. I'm going to be honest with you. This team is.
They're
Croatia's
old.
group stage exit, unless they get into Group A.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of sad to
I mean,
say.
obviously,
Aside
they
from
played
Modric,
decently
Chelsea,
against
Kramaric
Spain
is
in the
the one to
Euros,
look out
but
for.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
for Croatia,
Croatia are just a bunch
Croatia-
of players that are on the verge of retirement.
yeah, it's just
Croatia
like
was an 88th minute own goal by Russia away from being in the playoff, and we would have seen Russia in the World Cup. Oh wait, never mind.
oh man, Bethel, imagine actually that would have crazy. Russia directly qualified. That would have been.
That
They
would've been
probably
great.
just would have.
They probably would have given it to Croatia regardless. If we're being honest.
So, wow, yeah. Just
Or
seeing how
maybe they
situations
just
are-
would have gotten rid of. They just would have gotten rid of a World
Or they
Cup
could have just
spot.
given Mali an open spot.
or Italy. Just skip Italy. Like, oh, we flew by. We'll give you a spot now, Italy.
Yeah,
That
screw
was-
it.
Oh, Italy! You want to be at the World Cup? All right, take your World Cup.
If you give
spot,
Italy,
whatever.
a spot, you might as well just give San Marino one too.
Yeah, but anyways, for Croatia, man, this team is. Yeah, I don't think they'll do that well. I think they could. I don't think they'll be as bad as people are going to make it out to be, but this is definitely like a round of 16 group stage kind of thing. Like, we saw in the Euros, like this team just doesn't have the legs. They just don't have like enough stamina.
They're
players.
the team that I want to draw from pot 2 because we can't
And
draw
also-
Mexico.
Yeah, also here's
So-
another thing, right? And USA. And also here's
Yeah.
another thing, right? A lot of the players that were in the 2018 World Cup, I believe, retired. Like I think Subasic retired, Mandzukic retired, Rakitic retired.
Mandzukic
Yes.
is a big one.
Yeah, do you guys remember any other players off the top of my head? I can't remember everyone else that retired.
Kramaric.
Kramaric. Wait, Kramaric? I don't think he retired.
No, he. I thought you were also asking who's
Did
a
Rakitic retire?
who's a
No, I mean,
player that plays now.
Oh no, I mean like who retired? That's that because like big players that you could think of.
Did
Because those
Rakitic
are three
retire?
big-
Yeah, Subasic, Rakitic, and Mandzukic are the main three.
Yeah, Rakitic retired from club football. I mean international football. He still plays for a club team.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, Strinic. Okay, that's one. Okay, so yeah, as I said for Croatia, man, as I said, who knows? They could do well. I just don't really think they will.
I think their weakness is defensively.
Oh yeah, I think I agree with that.
Or
We saw
Luka, I
against Spain.
remember him.
Oh yeah, it's hard to remember everyone.
Shout out Dom, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, shout out Dom, man. All right, Uruguay. This is an interesting one, guys.
I think it could go either way.
This
Yeah.
Uruguay team. Yeah, it's definitely they're kind of like. Also
I'm
in the
thinking
decline
a
as well.
round of 16.
I like
exit, to be
what I
honest.
saw from Uruguay so far. The last two qualification cycles or last qualification breaks.
Yeah,
But before
See,
that, if you asked me, I would have said for sure this team, if they make it, is a group stage exit. If
Oh,
they
yeah,
kept
Uruguay,
Oscar Alvarez.
Uruguay. They definitely looked. They didn't look great against Brazil, or Argentina. They
Yeah.
got like.
But as of late,
And
they've
in some
looked pretty
ways,
damn good.
their loss to Bolivia kind of helped them out.
Yeah, and
I think you're
Wait, we're saying Matt. I'll give an sorry.
well. If I'm allowed to speak, then I would say I think Uruguay should be getting to the knockouts, and I'd say they're good enough to get to the quarterfinals. But the likelihood is they'll come up against a better team.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much like last World Cup. I think
Yeah,
they
that-
could get into the semifinals though. They could.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm gonna say round of 16 or quarters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems about right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I
Uruguay,
think
like I
Switzerland
said.
could get quarters.
Yeah, perhaps. I still find that to be unlikely. Just my personal opinion. Uruguay, like I said,
Fair enough.
they're very much on the downward trajectory. They need although they do have some decent young players coming up that comes to prominence. You have Valverde, Araujo, let's see, Darwin Nunez. So they have some decent young players, and I did see that their new manager, I forgot his name. I think is got the name at the top of the head. You guys can help me out in the comments. He actually started Rajo, and I think in the both games they had in the Jerry window, and he's definitely still there. And when you have Godin as your starter, man, I mean, I'm sorry to say, Godin is just not the guy anymore. He's past it, in my opinion, right now. I know he used to be a good defender, but obviously now he's not that great anymore.
I just remember when he scored against Italy in that one World Cup, and then Nasser was like, "The man with the magic forehead." I don't know why, but that moment just always gets stuck in my head.
Yeah. Let's go
No,
over
it's Harry Maguire.
Diego Alonso. That's the manager name. Yeah, I think that's right. That's right. So let's go look at the pot 3 teams. We're not gonna go like should we do it? I guess we could do a breakdown of all the teams. Let's just finish it off. I guess we already did. Let's just keep our thoughts brief though, because we're around 1 hour 35 minutes. I want to finish this round before 2 hours. Senegal. What do you guys have to say? Senegal.
I think Senegal are one of the strongest 3 in the pot. Probably the one you want to mostly avoid, along with Iran and Serbia. Well, maybe not want to avoid for Iran and Serbia, but the 3 of them are like this. I'd say the strongest. And Senegal are a team, great goalkeeper, good talent, defense to attack. And I think they'll probably be the African team that goes the furthest.
Yeah, definitely. And I hope for Senegal, because they were really lucky in the last World Cup, because remember they went out what was it? I think they
had more yellow cards.
Yeah, that's such a stupid way to go out, in my opinion. Such a harsh way, man.
Again, they had an opportunity to get a result against Colombia, and they didn't.
Yeah, I know, but still, man, come on. I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. You guys might disagree, but it's just such a harsh way to go out, you know. And Senegal, I love this team, man. I think it's a great team from Africa, and I want to see some African teams do well, man. It's kind of getting tiring to see European and South American teams, and the fact that none of them made round 16.
I don't think this is the World Cup where an African team is going to go far. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like for them to go far, they would have to host the tournament.
Yeah, probably. I just got a funny feeling Senegal's just gonna get a tough draw.
Oh man, unfortunately. That's sad.
Yeah, I feel like a team like Germany could potentially be in their group, and if that's the case, that could just be wraps right there.
Yeah, definitely not. If you put France in there, man, oh god, I really feel bad for Senegal.
Like, if they get France, history says Senegal.
Oh, actually, you're right. You make a good point. I just forgot about that. Senegal did beat France in 2002, I think. So as debutants. So yeah, who knows, man? But yeah, as I said, Senegal, they're definitely up there. So, what's your thoughts?
We've got Ali Zira from Iran here.
Yeah.
So I think he could be a good person to speak about Iran when we get to there.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on Senegal? You can speak about Senegal if you want as well. All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Should I speak now about Iran?
Yeah, I guess we can move on to Iran.
If I want to speak about Iran, I have to mention something.
All right, what is that?
First of all, in Iran, most people, especially football, they do not believe in our national team. They say if we can qualify for the next round, it is the biggest thing we have ever done, and they do not even think about quarterfinals. While others I have seen, they said we can do it to quarterfinals. We have a good generation. We have Sardar Azmoun, Taremi, Jahanbakhsh, Izzat Allahi, Sadiq Mahrami from Dinamo Zagreb, Beiranvand, and so many others. But about our manager, Mr. Skocic, we haven't seen him in great matches against strong nations. He only has played with small nations, except of South Korea. In both match of qualification campaign, me as a person who watches most footballs haven't seen any good tactics against South Korea. So I don't know what will he do in World Cup. Federations of Iran first said maybe they will change the manager, but now they are supporting him very much, and they say he will be the manager in World Cup. If we, but in my opinion, if we get some doable group, we can do it to the next one. But if we get the tough group, maybe Brazil, Germany, or Canada, if we play a good match, because we cannot have good preparation for the World Cup because of sanctions. If we play well and get others respect, that will be enough for us. This is my final thought.
Yeah, definitely. And
Thanks
this
for
Iran
having
team.
me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Do appreciate it. For Iran, like I said, they have a good team. We know what the type of players they have. And for Iran, like I said, let's see if they can get out of the group stage, because that's going to be a big challenge. And we'll wait and see, man. And like I said, I really like this Iranian team, and they played really well in the last World Cup, man. They really did, honestly. And it was disappointing they went out in the group stage. And yeah, so what do you have to? What's your thoughts on what's your thoughts on Iran, Bethel?
Man, I don't know. I just question if, kind of like the last World Cup, if they have that ability to get goals, especially if they draw some tough teams in pot 1 and 2. But other than that, I'm confident in their ability to defend. Just they're a tough team, man. Like I think they could, if like they get like a dream draw, they could see themselves in the round of 16. I don't think, have they ever made the round of 16?
I don't think they have.
No, we haven't. But about defending, this time we will not play defending side. We will play offensively, I think, because we have played offensively until the Kairos came in. But I have to mention something. We are a team that lose very rarely. For example, during past 22 years, we have lost only 15 matches. It means 6 World Cup qualifications, 6 AFC Asian Cup, and 3 World Cup.
I did not
the
know
biggest lose
that's
was
actually
3-0.
really impressive.
Yeah, the biggest one was 3-0 against Japan and 2-3-1 against Bosnia and what was it, Mexico. I don't think we will lose very bad, but we have the chance to draw against big teams always.
Oh man, I don't know. This is what I'll say about Iran. I don't think they're a team that I would want to be drawn against. Like, I feel like if I were drawn against them, they'd have to make me work like really hard for the 3 points. But at the same time, I just don't know if they'll be able to get through group stage. I think they'll definitely. I don't think they'll come last in any group that they get. But man, unless they get like a Brazil, Germany, Canada kind of group. But yeah, man, I don't know. They're just gonna be like, I don't know if they're gonna get out the group, but if they don't, I just know they're gonna put up a fight.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Bethel there in that they're very solid defensively, and it's just that attack that kind of worries me. Is that attack is what really let them down the last World Cup, and we'll see what Iran can do, man. So, like I said, I like this team a lot. I wish them all the best of luck, man. And I would say right now, I think they're the best team in Asia right now, in my opinion. Just my personal opinion.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Then we have Japan. Now, the thing about Japan is that they're also kind of like Japan's also a very good nation as well. I like the talents they have, the good players. It's just for me for Japan. They're all very technical based, and I feel like against Belgium, they were just what's the word? Bethel, can you help me out? Do you know the word I'm trying to think of?
Nah.
Lackluster? No, that's not the one.
Again.
Maybe I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to think about
But-
because they blew the lead and let Belgium come back and win. So I'm trying to think of the word too.
Yeah, it's tough to say, but what I'm trying to say is that Japan's a very technical based team. They have a lot of good technical players, and for Japan, they made it out a very difficult group last time around. Remember, Bethel, they were in I think was Colombia, Senegal, and I think they have Poland in the group, right?
They did, yeah.
So, and like I said, I just think that for me, for Japan, they have a very good, they have a good team. So, what how far do you think they can go for Japan? Yeah, I guess casual is the right word, as Dom says.
Casual, okay. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like I like what I've been seeing from them lately, but at the same time, I don't know if you know this, but there's this pattern with Japan at World Cups. Like for example,
Wow.
2002, I think it was. They're pretty good, right? They had a pretty successful World Cup, and then I forget what happened in 2006. Do you remember?
No, I don't exactly remember. I could just look that up real quick for you.
I think they might have been group stage exits.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, it might have been group stage. I remember they played against Denmark in one of the World Cups. Was it 2006 or 2010? Let me check. So Japan, I'm just looking right now. Japan, they they finished last in Group F.
Oof. Yeah. So 2002 they were successful. 2006 group stage exits. 2010 they got out of their group, lost in the round of 16 to the Netherlands. Then in 2014 again they got out of the group stages. 2018 they made it out the group stages, went out in the round of 16 again. So now it's 2022.
Wow. So you're
So
saying
now-
like it's like another group stage exit?
Yeah, it's looking like that if we're just going by the pattern. But it's not going to take away for anything from what I've seen from them, especially as of late. Like they've been pretty solid. They really impressed me the one game they had against Australia.
Oh,
To
yeah,
go in
that was very
Australia
impressive.
and win 2-0 like that. I mean,
And
it
it
wasn't
was late
pretty. They didn't
goals.
score until like really late in the game, but they were by far the better side, and they definitely were dominating that game, I'd say.
Yeah, so yeah, for Japan, like I said, who knows? I would love for them to break the exception, break the trend, and obviously reach around to 16 because like I said, I'm all about variety, man. It's like I said, it's tiring to see all the European nations advance. We need to have some that don't advance, and I feel like Japan is one that could break that trend. All right, Morocco. I will be real. I think this Morocco team has a lot of good players, but unfortunately, I think that manager is the toughest thing about Morocco because oh man. I don't know, man.
I've heard a lot of like Moroccan fans are really thrilled with their manager, kind of like Mexico, kind of like the U.S.
Yeah, definitely, and maybe England as well. You could argue, but yeah, a lot of it's just so many good players, man, and it's just this Moroccan team. They always seem to underperform when the going gets when it's time for them to really deliver. I look at that game against Egypt. I really felt like they should have been able to beat Egypt, in my personal opinion. Just looking at player wise and everything like that.
Again, like I think Morocco's like really like all these other pot three teams we've talked about so far. I can see them getting out of the group if they get an easy one, and then if they get a difficult group, like I said, like a potential Brazil and Germany, that might be a little tougher though. But
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I just feel like I think they definitely let me down last World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. And
So-
yeah, they put up a good effort, man, and they were in a very difficult group to be fair. So but still, man, I was really disappointed in the AFCON, particularly just me personally. I mean, going out to Benin, then Egypt. I mean, that looks kind of disappointing. Like they haven't even reached the semis.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very disappointing there. And yeah, I feel like they could underperform this World Cup, man. It's mainly in their coach and everything like that, and the fact that Ziyech isn't there, and Naziri's been in poor form. Yeah, I don't know, man. This Moroccan team, they could really underperform. Moving on to Serbia. Yeah, Serbia's got a good team. We know what the players they have, and once again, it's also kind of like I feel like all these pot three teams are like almost kind of like the same kind of thing. If I'm being honest with you.
They are, but to me, Serbia is the best one out of all these teams.
Yeah, like you look what they did against Portugal, man. They won in Portugal. The manner in which they did, it was incredible. Mitrovic, I mean, it was incredible because I really thought Portugal would win the game, and especially them scoring early. Like I thought it was like a wrap for them, but
Yeah. They just really shocked me like throughout the whole entire qualifiers, and they played a friendly, I think, in the fall against Qatar. Absolutely smashed them. I don't know exactly how the lineups were and everything that game, but I do know I think they played twice actually, and I think they won both games.
Wow,
4-0, I want to say. But
dang.
yeah, Serbia's been looking pretty nice lately. So that being said, if there's any team from Pot 3 I do not want to face, it's absolutely 100% Serbia.
Yeah, definitely, and I feel like Serbia. There's just so much hype about them, and they're kind of like it's kind of hear me out here. I feel like when when there's high expectations, they underperform.
Kind
But
of
then
like
when there's
Turkey.
yeah, and then when there's like low expectations, they do very well. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I just feel like that. I feel like they're that kind of team. If that makes any sense. So,
I got you.
and so, like I said, I don't know, man. Serbia, man, a very good team, and it's crazy how they're in back-to-back World Cups, and yet they didn't make the Euros of 16 or 20. That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Can't believe it, man. But yeah, I got to give it to Serbia, man. Let's see what Serbia can do, man. I would love for Serbia to get out of the group soon. Be interesting, especially one of the powerhouse European nations like Denmark, Netherlands. Oh man, imagine. Oh, Bethel, I just realized something. Portugal can be drawn against Serbia again.
They could.
Oh man, I actually kind of want that to happen now. Yeah, hello Paloma. So, yeah, man, like I said, there's that. So let's move on to Poland. Wow, Poland, man. Congratulations, man. They beat Sweden. I was a bit surprised they actually won against Sweden, but looking back at things, I'm not. I mean, Sweden away from home is pretty much a joke, to be fair to them. So maybe it's not that surprising, but still, for Poland to get through Lewandowski, man, will he be able to show up in this World Cup? Time will tell, man. What do you think about though?
I don't know if you know this, but I've been a complete Poland hater for the last
Wow.
4 years. As soon as I saw they got into pot one last World Cup, I was like, this team isn't making it out of the group stage.
Wow. You got it right, man.
Yeah, I guess I was right about that. But I still felt, I still had my doubts about Poland until Tuesday. When I saw, like, how I guess Sweden isn't the best away team, at least, like, the way they perform. But the way they just, like, got that goal, and there's just from there just dominated that game and made it look like Sweden didn't have a chance to come back and respond. I thought it was pretty impressive. So if you asked me if I wanted to face Poland before that game against Sweden, I would have said yes, 1,000%.
Yeah.
But after that match, man, I don't know. The new manager looked like the new manager with him so far. It's so far so good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm still not sure about this Poland team because, as I said, Sweden isn't really exactly the best of challenges. And let's be real, Poland, they've always seemed to underperform in these tournaments recently. And Mats told me this the other day, that in the opening match, Poland either have a red card or they make a mistake. That's always been like a trend for them. And I find that to be very interesting. Like that's kind of crazy to think. Yeah, for Poland, man, I don't know, man. This Poland team, I'm still not sure how this team is because maybe that Sweden game was a one-off game, or maybe it was just like an exception because they always do well in qualifiers. They do qualifiers very well. It's just getting to the tournaments, they always seem to choke. That's just seems like the general trend. except for year 2016. I know they did really well in that one. They got to the quarters, I think. But other than that one, they've been underperforming. So I don't know, man. So it's going to be really tough to say. So Poland, I'm still not sure how I feel
I
about
just
this team.
feel I just need to see them play more and find out if this new manager is still making them so reliant on Lewandowski or not.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, I don't feel he's that amazing. I feel like him at Bayern is completely different players than him at Poland. Him at Bayern's incredible. Poland, not really. I mean, at least like in the tournaments wise. I know qualifiers he's amazing.
Yeah,
But, I
like
mean,
when
in
they
the
need
actual
him, he'll
tournament,
be there. But
yeah, will he be there? That's the question. South Korea, man. South Korea. I gotta say, man, the South Korea's team is very good. They have a very good defense. And yeah, I like the South Korea team. And Son Heung-min, man, will he be able to show up? Because he didn't show up in the World Cup 2018, dude. He did everything he could, and they still and South Korea did pretty well in that World Cup. I know they finished third, and I know they didn't make it through, but still, I mean, that was a pretty valiant performance, you know.
yeah,
So
South Korea, I don't know, man. They haven't been too bad as recently. I get Asian qualifiers aren't really the most exciting qualifiers, but they got through it. They got through it with I wouldn't say complete ease, but they got through it without any like doubts of them qualifying
yeah,
or being into a playoff. I mean, albeit their group was pretty damn easy. It wasn't like the Saudi Arabia, Japan, or
yeah,
Australia group, but they did get through it. They're here now. Yeah, I don't know. Something tells me that they have a chance to be in the round of 16. But again, to me, with this team, it just comes down to the draw. And when I say it comes down to the draw, I mean like it comes down to like the perfect draw, or like the most, or like the most to like near ideal draw that they could possibly get.
yeah, definitely. Like I said, they're all like, I feel like all these Asian teams are kind of like on the same kind of level, in my honest opinion. Like Iran, Japan, South Korea, like maybe we'll get. There's one other Asian nation I want to discuss about, which I feel like, and Qatar and everything. South Korea, as I said, it's difficult to say honestly. Yeah, I have a sneaky feeling they might get a tough group. It's just how it is, unfortunately. So I don't know, man. South Korea. Let's see if they can make the round of 16. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of high expectations for them, to be honest with you. Moving on, we have Tunisia, and I gotta say, man, Tunisia is the weakest team in this spot, no doubt whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry to
definitely.
all Tunisian fans.
They made it to the World Cup without scoring a goal in the last round. That's
Yeah,
just
man.
yeah. You
I
can't
mean,
do that.
yeah, they're the weakest team in this group. I'm pot, sorry, and it's definitely I think that's pretty sad to say. And like I said, they have a good team. They have some great players. They've always played well as a team. They always they always do well in these African competitions, like AFCON in particular. They reach the semis,
But
the
when it comes
quarters.
to the big stage, they're just there and then they're out.
Yeah, I mean
They just
Tunisia,
come
they're
and go.
all like, yeah, yeah. I think they're like what? Have they ever made it out of the group? Like I think Tunisia's always been like a group stage kind of team.
I don't think so.
And let me just go through quickly check. And yeah, so like I said, I'm not trying to
Because
disrespect Tunisia.
last time they were in, it was 2018. Didn't make it then. Then they were in, I think, 2006. Pretty sure they didn't make it out then.
Yeah, yeah. They've always been. They've never got past the group stage. So
Yeah.
like I said, this Tunisian team is it's a decent team. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't think it's that special. Like it's not that special in my opinion. So yeah, I'm expecting a group stage exit, maybe even last in the group. Honestly,
I think they're one of those teams that will be like lucky if they can even get a point.
yeah. I don't know if I'll that might be a bit too harsh, but yeah. I mean, they're definitely not gonna. They're not getting out of the group. I think we can all agree with that. All right, time to move on to pot 4. Let's make this a bit. We're approaching the 2-hour mark, so let's try to wrap this up in a bit, around 10 to 20 minutes. Saudi Arabia, man. I gotta say that they've been impressive in the qualifiers. Absolutely impressive. I didn't expect the Saudi Arabia team to do this well, and they have the Moroccan coach Harvey Renette, I think, and he's done a fantastic job with his team. Top the group as well, head of Japan, which I think was very very impressive. And yeah, the Saudi Arabia team is looking great. But we saw in the last World Cup and that game against Russia, they were not very good in that game. They absolutely got pummeled in that game. And then they did improve against what was it? I think Uruguay, right? And
they only lost I think 1-0.
Yeah, and then they actually I think they came from behind against Egypt, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, impressive stuff indeed for Saudi Arabia. So what do you think about Saudi Arabia, man?
Basically everything you said. They definitely surprised me during qualifiers, but in terms of getting out the group stage, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard. I do think that their issue is they just have too many how do I say it? Like local based players. They don't have really like that many players out there playing for big leagues and everything. And I think in the end that's gonna hurt them. But I think that's gonna hurt more so for the team we're gonna talk about next, Ecuador.
Oh yeah, and I also feel their defense is also a bit. I feel like the Saudi Arabia in the World Cups they don't really do that well, to be generally speaking. One person just commented that, so yeah, it's been a great discussion. So we'll about to wrap this up things soon. So we have Ecuador and kind of like similar to Saudi Arabia. Like I said, they've surprised me. I didn't expect them to do this well in qualifiers, and it's incredible to see what they've done. So what do you think about Ecuador, man? So it's kind of like the same thing as Saudi Arabia to you?
I think the only way Ecuador can make it out of the group stage, man, is if they get in that Group A with Qatar.
Yeah, and
then even then they're gonna need some fortunes with Pot 2 and Pot 3.
Yeah, and you're right in the sense there's like a lot of local based players.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not sure their coaches, but whoever he is, he's done hell of a job getting them as far as he has right now. But again, like I said with Saudi Arabia, they don't have that many European or club based players. So I think in a tournament where you're gonna go up against those players in the biggest stage of them all, it's gonna eventually come down and bite you. But I don't think they're gonna, bow out within the first two or something. I think they'll definitely put up a fight, but ultimately, I'm not sure if they're gonna get out of the group. We have to see till tomorrow, though.
Yeah, definitely. So I didn't actually know about this. Let me just read this comment real quick. Right now, Saudi Arabia is the second best team in Asia. They are the best Asian team in tournament. They reached AFC Asian Cup final 6 times and 3 times won. That's the same as Iran and more than South Korea. Wow, I did not know that. Thanks for letting me know, man. All right, let's move back to Ghana. I know how, man.
You know how I feel about Ghana.
Yeah. We should probably skip Ghana. I mean, okay, that's a bit harsh. We got to discuss Ghana briefly.
Yeah, let's discuss Ghana just for the viewers who don't know how I feel about them already.
Yeah, let's not try to be too negative here, guys. Just not try to be. For me, I was really impressed with what Ghana did in the first leg against Nigeria. I got to say they played really well in the first leg, and Thomas Partey, man, and again the goal and the Nigeria. Like I said though, I feel like the goalkeeper probably should have done better. Probably should have saved it. And
he should have 1,000% done better.
And Ghana, man, defensively, I think they looked a lot better. And although
some would say Tim Howard on crutches in that goal, he would have saved that.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see how good Ghana's been defensively, and you can see how this Ghana team they fought for everything, Whereas Nigeria, they seemed like they kind of gave up towards the end of the second half. Like, seemed like they just didn't want to do this anymore. And when you have that determination, courage, and like fighting spirit, that's what this Ghana team has. That's something that that is very, very important, that they always fight to the very last whistle, the very last minute. And I think that's something that we gotta appreciate. So, I know there's paths to the paths to the World Cup is very sketchy. We can talk about that, but I don't really want to talk about that because that's a topic for another day, and I think we all know about it, and so it's probably better not to mention it. And yeah. So, what's your thoughts about Bethel, man?
I will say this: for them to be as crazy as it seems that they are in the World Cup, for them to go from 2 months ago losing in the AFCON to
Comoros,
the goddamn Comoros, to qualifying for the World Cup 2 months later, is a hell of an accomplishment, and you got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, that's like.
But having said all of that, we all know in November they should have fell short to South Africa. It should have been 0-0. South Africa should have gone to play Nigeria. And then on top of that, of course, we have Francis Uzoho, who, by the way, his career is over with the Nigeria team. I'm just going to say it right now.
Yeah.
He basically sold the World Cup berth for them with that miscue that went in the back of the net. But, man, when it comes to this World Cup, bro, yeah. Good luck. That's all.
Dude,
say.
Good luck. Dude, it just shows. It just shows how unpredictable Africa is with qualifiers, and it's so like intense and like Matt's brought up a really good point. Like it's all the
it's a shame because like what's it called? It's gonna go from 5 to 9 teams, so it's not gonna be as brutal as as it's always been in Africa. But for the teams that, for like a Burkina Faso or like a Mali or like a Zambia who's never made the World Cup before, it definitely opens the door for them a little bit. But as for this World Cup, man, God.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they can get 3 points from a game like this.
Yeah, and they still have the Ayew brothers, and I mean they gotta stop using the Ayew brothers, man. They gotta stop using them, man. And the Ayew brothers are actually hurting them, man, at this point. So for Ghana, as I said, it's a good achievement, and like I said, all the African teams that got eliminated in the playoffs, you could argue all of them went out in very brutal fashion. You could argue. So for Ghana, as I said, let's see what they do, but I don't really have high hopes for this Ghana team, but I think them qualifying to the World Cup is already an achievement in itself. So I don't think they'll even like have high expectations for the actual World Cup itself. But of course, just getting there is already. If
we draw Ghana tomorrow, the U.S. media is going to put high expectations on Ghana, and I'm absolutely going to hate it.
Oh yeah, definitely, and definitely
because the storylines are going to be like, oh, USA and Ghana again. Oh, USA better watch out. Ghana's coming for revenge because the last time we played them, last 2 times. We played them in a friendly in 2017. We won 1-0. But, if the storylines are just going to be, USA versus Ghana, well, guess what? Ghana isn't that good anymore. So we damn well better win that game if we have Ghana.
Yeah. All right, we're getting to that towards the tail end of this. We have Cameroon coming up, and oh God, Cameroon, wow. Incredible, man. It's incredible how they got to this stage. They literally advanced by the last few seconds. Isn't that crazy? Like, it must be like one of the craziest things I've seen in football. Like, you're minutes away from getting eliminated, and you're just in it. Like, I can't believe it, man.
Yeah, that pendulum switch is just incredible, man.
Wow.
I mean, just seeing that alone, I mean, not only that, but you have to also take into account too that with what's it called, they were in Algeria,
yes,
and they needed that result in a hostile environment, and the fans are back, by the way. So you have all these Algerian fans right there supporting their team, expecting their team to be back in the World Cup, and you go in the dying stages of that game, and you score the goal, and if you're Karl Toko Kambi, and you score that goal in the final seconds of that game to put your whole country on your back and send them back to the World Cup. I mean, that alone should just be a complete confidence booster to go into Qatar and face these other teams. Because let's be real, bro. If Algeria were the ones to make this World Cup, Algeria would have been like, I'm here to tell you right now, if Algeria made this World Cup, I would have said they were by far going to be that one team that would have gone to a quarterfinal, maybe even be the first African team to reach a semifinal. But the fact that Cameroon took all those dreams away from them, just like that, on the road, you just got to give it up to them, man. Again, obviously, it depends on, the draw that they get. But I think this year, Cameroon could surprise some people.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree with you, dude. Cameroon, as I said, I mean, it's credible. And that they even governed their manager just before the playoffs. And I think it's Robert Song is the manager.
Yep.
He's done a fantastic job with the team. And, and it was incredible because we were talking, I think Michael's stream. Remember we were talking the other day and that, it was a very close match. This was like the toughest one to call. And they lost at home 1-0, and I felt like they were the better team in my opinion.
That's when I thought it was done, man. I didn't think they were gonna have the strength to go into Algeria and qualify on the road especially after a demoralizing loss at home in the first leg. Man, you got to give it up to them for real. And it's definitely gonna. I'm telling you right now, it's definitely gonna be a confidence booster once they go to Qatar.
Yeah, man. I want to see how Ikambi and Abkubar can do, and Choupo-Moting, man. Let's see if he can show up in the big stage, man. Let's see if they can show up. For Cameroon, as I said, I feel like this is kind of like a group stage kind of team. Maybe a round of 16 the most, but unfortunately, I don't think they can get past round of 16.
I'd agree with that. But I don't think it's going to be like the last two World Cups where they literally did nothing and went out in the group stages. I think they're going to make some noise, get a draw or two.
Yeah, I hope so, man, because, in the last couple of World Cups, they've been kind of underwhelming. So, yeah, let's move on to the Canada, man. Got to give it to Canada, man. Are they the best nation in North America? Some would say so, and obviously,
they are.
Yeah, they have a great team.
But
great manager.
This is the thing that makes me upset with Canada. If they beat Panama yesterday, they would have put themselves in pot 3. Tunisia would have been in pot 4. I don't know if you knew that, but
yeah, I know.
That's how it was. So
definitely.
Just by beating Panama, they would have put themselves in a whole lot better position to make it out of the group stages and enter the knockout rounds. But because they didn't, man, we just gotta wait and see for tomorrow.
Yeah, they kind of might be really regretting that.
I think potentially, like let's say France, what's it called? Follows the champion's curse, and they fall out. I think that's really more likely to happen if a team like Canada is in that group.
Wow. Yeah, very crazy indeed. And for Canada, man, they have a very good team. A very good team. They have a well-balanced team, great manager as well. And the manager, think about Herd, man, is that he can adapt. He knows how to he can study the opposition very well and actually can tactically adjust the team.
It's really crazy because I remember like the one year I watched the Women's World Cup in 2015. I think Canada was hosting that, and I was just like watching how they were going to do. And I remember watching them like, man, imagine how good the Canada men's team would be if they had this guy. Then a couple years later, it turns out they have him, and it's just like, wow, man, look at the job he's done.
Yeah, dude, and it's such a smart hire. If the women's team is so successful, why not just hire the manager that manages the women's team?
Yeah.
It's a smart idea, and I really wish we hired. I really wish we had a better managerial appointment here for the USA. I wish we had better. I wish there was a better way to select. But that's a topic for another day. But as for Canada, as I said, they've been incredible, and I do think that people are a bit overrating this Canada team. Some fans, of course, and I've seen some fans say the quarterfinals and these kind of things. And guys, I don't know if they can make a quarterfinals. Being in pot 4,
I mean,
that's
again,
be
you have to
extremely
look.
tough.
Another thing before you say quarterfinals, everything again, you do have to look at the competition they play in CONCACAF. Even though they did top the group and they haven't really played none of these European teams and stuff, but you'll definitely see a glimpse of that once the warm-up matches and everything come. I think probably like in the summer, like June or like July, when teams start getting some warm-up matches in against nations, which is usually when they start a couple months after the draw.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think this Canada team, guys. I mean, it's. I'm sorry to say, it's going to be either group stage or round 16 exit. They're not getting quarters. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to get quarterfinals. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that. It's just that being in pot 4, the chances are very low. Now, if they're in pot 3, as Bethel said earlier, then I give them. There's a decent chance. But pot 4, oh man, it's going to be very tough indeed. And I do have a feeling that Canada will get a tough group, guys. That's just that's something just tells me in my mind. Who knows though? I could be very wrong. They could be in a group of life for what I know. All right, now we'll discuss about the playoff winners. Obviously, it's a bit difficult to discuss about this because we don't know which nation's going to qualify, everything like that. So we're just going to kind of Just do the one. So we have Australia, UE, and versus Peru. For me personally speaking, I think Peru is in a. I think this is gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very. I think it's a very interesting match that you have here, and it's gonna be interesting to see which nation takes that playoff spot. Um, for me, it's pretty difficult to call, and yeah, man, I'm not really sure about that one. For me, I would, and for any of those three teams, I would say it's pretty much a group stage exit, in my opinion. Like, I don't think any of those teams can make it out the round of 16, make it to the round of 16.
I think Peru might have a shot at the round of
Maybe,
16.
maybe, just a small maybe, but certainly not for Australia, UE,
Yeah,
especially Australia.
Australia, the way they've played, like they could probably they have a chance of losing. UAE got a shot at knocking off Australia, I feel like, in June, and it could be Peru versus UAE to go to the World Cup. But yeah, man, you never know.
Yeah, definitely, and so yeah, yeah. As I said, Peru they could do something, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be very difficult. Then we have New Zealand or Costa Rica, guys. Neither of these teams are making out the group. Let me make that clear. I mean, both these teams, regardless which one it is, I mean, both these teams are pretty much a group stage kind of team. I will say though, it'll be interesting to see how Costa Rica can do in a group of death because we saw in 2014. But like I said, guys, the players are just aging. So many old veterans, and for this New Zealand team, man, they're just too good for the region, man. And I just don't think they can beat. I just find it very difficult for them to beat a CONCACAF nation, especially Costa Rica. They've been incredible, Costa Rica, what they've done this year, as I mentioned earlier. So, what's your thoughts about this one, man?
Yeah, man, I don't see any of these teams, getting out of the group stage, especially New Zealand. They have the more of the outside shot of qualifying for the World Cup in the first place. But yeah, man, I don't know. But all I can say is with Costa Rica, kind of like you pointed out, they're an old Asian group, and that's not something you want to see if you're planning to go far in a World Cup.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah. And then our final team, and then we're gonna wrap up for today: Ukraine, Scotland, Wales. For me, for this one, guys, it's a difficult one to call. I think this is open for any European nation. Although who knows that if Ukraine's gonna be able to play because the situation going on. Obviously, I don't need them.
I think Wales got it, man. Especially because isn't the game gonna be in Wales?
Let me go check. Actually, let me see. Oh yes, it is. It is at Wales.
That's gonna be really tough for the winner of Scotland, Ukraine. It's gonna be really tough.
And Wales have this guy. He's a Real Madrid player. He's won 4 Champions Leagues. Gareth Bale is going to show up.
Yep.
So, and I feel like for me,
even harder, definitely.
He's like such a difference maker. Like I feel like all these teams are on the same level, but I think Bale is an X factor that Wales have that Ukraine and Scotland don't have.
Yeah, I would say so. That's a really good point.
I feel like for me it's gonna be very interesting to see which one takes place, and I would love to, it'd be incredible for Wales, and I really wish, I really hope that the winner of this playoff match faces England because that'd be incredible.
I would love to see Wales get through the group stage.
Oh,
I feel like that'd be especially Gareth Bale all this time trying to get to the World Cup, and then he finally does, and in the one World Cup that he finally reaches to make it out of the group stage, I think that would be pretty cool for him to do that.
And this could be his last World Cup too. I mean, I don't think he'll be able to. I think 2026 is he probably will retire by then, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's been a great discussion, guys. We discussed all the 32 teams. Jeez, we could go on, and yeah, we've been here for around 2 hours. I think
we're going to discuss them again, I guess, after tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're probably keeping it a bit shorter for tomorrow. Obviously, I don't want to go too long as I did today, but definitely, man. Oh, man. So, yeah, remember, guys, I will be doing a live draw reaction. We'll be going on the channel. We'll be seeing the draw reaction. And, oh, God, man. Those draw, man. Maybe later today, I will do like a mock draw and then a dream draw potentially later today. Maybe around like midnight my time because I got to do some like assignments. So, it should be just before the draw. So, I'll try to get it as soon as I can. But, of course, I got to finish some other stuff, and we're very excited. So, Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, Bethel. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, any
No
final
problem.
thoughts? Any final thoughts on this draw, man?
Uh,
Pre-draw?
I just really hope, as a USA fan, we get into obviously Group A with Qatar, and if we do
Yeah.
that, our chances would just skyrocket, to
Oh
say the
man.
least. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna be in school when these draws come out, so
Oh
I'm gonna
man,
try.
that is.
And there's a lot of people streaming the draw, man. Like Dom, I think Dom's gonna be streaming it.
Yeah.
Michael should be streaming it. You said
Yeah.
you're gonna
Dog
stream
is.
it, right? Yeah, there's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot
Dog.
of there's gonna be a lot of YouTubers streaming that draw, man. But it should
Yeah.
be available on YouTube, right?
I believe so. If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, I believe it's also an FS1 as well. So I'll definitely try to get an FS1.
I don't have cable, unfortunately, so I can't watch it on there. But
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully it's there. If not, I'll tune into so maybe Dom, since I've been watching him since forever now. I'll
Yeah.
probably tune into his and follow up with his reaction as best as I can from school. But yeah,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like it's very tough. And although to be fair, let's be real, the draw it does take a long. It
appreciate it,
does take
Dom.
a long. It does take a long time to It does take a while to do the draw. Obviously with all the speaking and everything. So maybe maybe it might be better to not watch the draw. Who
Oh
knows?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely gonna have my fingers crossed tomorrow. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And, yeah. So okay. So let me just ask you, what is your predictions? Like, what do you really think USA is going to get? Like, not what do you hope for? What do you think?
What do I think? I gotta. I think Michael said this earlier on his stream when I tuned in. I got a funny feeling, just like him, that we're gonna be in a group with Argentina. And if
Why
that's the
Argentina? Why Argentina specifically? Just curious. Like, is there any reason, or just there's no reason?
I don't know, man. It's just a weird feeling. It's either Argentina or Portugal.
You just
And
have
for
that
me
feeling.
personally,
You just have that feeling.
yeah, I just have that feeling. I'm not really sure. I'm not. Yeah. Again, it's a draw, so it's just
Yeah.
whoever picks,
Yeah.
the ball, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No. Yeah, Argentina, Portugal. That could be a very interesting for the USA, especially Portugal. That'd be so interesting. Like, because we faced them, I think 2014, right? And
We've historically in World Cups done pretty solid against Portugal. We should have beat them in 2014 too. That game
Yeah.
really haunts me because if we beat Portugal, we would have, for the first time ever, qualified for the round of 16 in just 2 matches.
yeah, I
Which
think we
would
would have
have
topped the
been
group,
something
right?
pretty special.
Yeah. So what about from? Well, yeah, Argentina, man. Argentina could be interesting. Messi against USA. It could be interesting.
I don't think we
Um.
would win that though, if I'm being
Oh yeah.
honest.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we wouldn't win that. Like maybe a draw.
Hopefully we get into Group A. If not, yeah, we just gotta
Okay.
hope the
Well,
pot 3 team is the team that that we could beat.
what about for pot 3 and pot 4, and then we'll wrap up, I guess, afterwards. What do you think for pot 3 team?
Pot 3. Oh man. I think we're gonna get Tunisia, and I know that's really the team that we would want from pot 3 to get, but my feelings just tell me pot 3 is gonna be Tunisia, and then pot 4. I think it's gonna be the winner of that UEFA playoff for pot A.
Okay, that will be very interesting. That'll be a very interesting group. So, yeah, obviously, I'll try to do my predictions. I'll try to do a predictions mock draw and dream draw. Maybe I might just scrap the mock draw and just do like my predicted draw. Maybe I might do that later today. I don't know. Well, it depends on everything. So yeah, thank you for coming on, Bethel, and thanks for coming on. Thanks for the comments, man. It was a really good stream. We had a lot of likes here. We had like 19 likes. This is incredible, guys. Let's see if we can get it 20 likes. That'd be greatly appreciated.
No problem, man. Had fun.
Yeah, it was a good time, man, discussing about this. And oh man, what a draw it's gonna be tomorrow, man. And let's hope that the draw is gonna take place tomorrow because April 1st is tomorrow, right? So let's hope they don't screw.
Yeah, no, because what's it called? I saw on Instagram the FIFA World Cup Instagram page. They announced like who was gonna be like participating. So that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is not April Fool's break.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna happen. Like, I just want that clear. But if it doesn't happen, man, I'd be so annoyed, super annoyed indeed.
Yeah.
And yeah, Friday would be a good time. Friday's a good time to do a draw anyway. I like Friday because like, weekend, everything like that. And so yeah,
Oh man, it's already April. That's amazing.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, man, like I said, a good time to speak about this. And yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see if we get any of our predictions right for the draw. We might even go 0-4. And
Yeah.
I'm just really hoping that we get I just really hope we get a kind group, man. We really need a kind group, especially for what happened in 2018. What this USA team's been doing, Berhalter specifically, and everything like that. We just need an easy group, man. Just an easy group. Yeah. All right, man. Take care, man.
All right, Murph. Take care.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, guys, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy the stream. Comment down below your thoughts if you're watching on the replay. Like this video as well if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And make sure you guys check out me on my platforms. Links description below, my Twitter, my Discord email, and Twitch, and Twitter, everything like that. Discord server. That's pretty much it for today, guys. See you guys later. Peace out.